Welcome back to
Jordan
Season
doesn't
2,
listen,
Episode
right?
3 of the podcast.
Where we decided to change the rules.
Screw the
Were there
rules.
ever rules to begin with?
Yes.
Kind of.
Basically,
No, it's not screw the rules, it's fuck the rules.
right,
Jordan.
anyways,
Yeah.
we used to have a set of topics
starting
that
off early.
we used to have a set of topics that we were going to automatically talk about, and then we interrupted each other to tell each other not to interrupt each other and get back on topic. Now we've changed it, so now we don't have a list of topics, and we can talk about whatever we want.
Hey, Dallas, stop
if
explaining
you want
stuff.
topics,
And Dallas doesn't dictate stuff.
Dictatorship.
hey, I didn't come up with this new idea. That was Elijah.
Yep. I'll
And I
take the
just
credit.
liked it. And so did everybody else.
He
so,
liked it and commented it. If we get enough people
And
to like
subscribe.
this, I'll get...
like you should to this video. All right.
Actually,
Also, I don't know why people tell people to do that other than
What
subscribe
a-hole.
because it doesn't help.
Not this again.
All right.
What did he say?
He's being a bitch.
Okay, anyways. So,
I mean, I could have just changed his name, but it was easier that way.
what are we going to do now? What are we talking about?
I can't hear.
At all?
You're dumb. Well, I guess what's recently been happening, do you remember Chuck, the black guy
No?
at my work?
Oh, yeah.
Totally incompetent. He's a nice guy.
Oh, yes.
He just
Chuck.
doesn't know how to work. He
How do I work?
So we have just recently got a huge shipment in of like 300 boxes full of like 300 ankle braces each. And
That's
like
a lot.
Walmart put in an order for like 1,500 or 15,000, one of the two, not quite sure. Pretty sure it's 1,500 boxes of those, so it'd be times 6 because 6 go in a master box. Anyway, one of those big boxes that just tons of ankle braces in, weighs probably about 20, 30, 35 pounds.
Right.
We have to cut off, like we have to open the box up, and it's not high quality cardboard. It's the kind of cardboard that like sinks down around the edges if you hang it off of something. It's not.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So we have to cut
I've
off the
had
top.
lots of cardboard boxes in my day.
We have to cut off the top of those and then cut off the flaps so they can just like take the knee braces out or turn the box, whatever. Anyway, so Chuck goes to put one on the end of a table where they're assembling this stuff. And what that is they take the knee brace, put it in the retail box, put that in a bigger box, and then put 6 of those in the master. And the master's only like the size of a GameCube, I think. I don't know. That's the best description. Anyway, they usually have two of the big boxes of ankle braces on the end of each table. And so our job is to just tape up the master boxes when they're done filling them and keep the supplies up so they don't have to go get stuff themselves. They can just stand there and keep on packing stuff in. So Chuck's like, oh, hey, this table is about to need this in like an hour. I better cut up some stuff, get ready for it. And so he grabs one of the open boxes, puts it on the end of the table, goes to slide it forward, realizes that there's not enough room on the table for it. So he goes to move it back and lets go of it, and it slides right off the end of the table, and he tries to grab it, and it pulls him into the giant cardboard bin we have for trash and dumps it all over himself. So I turn over, and I just see him getting pulled into a giant box by ankle braces.
That's hilarious.
Oh, God.
Uh,
That's the best thing ever.
And I just walked away.
Chuck seems like a GECE kind of guy.
Can you tell everybody about that? I'm gonna tell everybody about that. So,
All right, I have a
Jordan
story about
and
Mystery
Blake
Pepsi.
really want to be engineers for their career, and they decided that their firm is going to be known as the GE and CE engineering firm. And I'm not going to tell anybody what GE and CE means, but here's the inside scoop. I got it for you right here.
3 years in
It
advance,
stands
right?
for good enough and close enough.
Basically, in engineering, that's all you have to worry about. It doesn't have to be perfect.
I'm pretty sure that's the exact opposite of what you need to do when you engineer things.
Nope. Good enough.
Yeah,
If
pretty
it-
much.
If it's close,
mean, not
if
if
it's
it's
close
Apple.
enough, it works.
Yep.
Not if it's
This explains so many
if it's
things.
Apple, yes.
This explains so many things I have around my house that malfunction. It's close enough. Works sometimes.
It's good enough.
At my work, we have 2 10-minute breaks and then a half-hour break for lunch during the days I work. And I have to go in an hour early all day next week, or every day next week, all day. And we have 2 vending machines. One's like for snacks and one's for soda. And I hardly ever see anyone use a snack machine, so there's never much in it. And the soda machine, the only thing I ever get out of it is cherry Coke, because cherry Coke is amazing and it makes me burp, and I have to suppress that because people give me weird looks when I burp for 20 seconds straight.
It was hilarious when you came over to my house and did that.
Cherry Pepsi is also good.
I thought it was attractive.
Anyway, ever since I started working there, maybe 3 months ago, there's been a Pepsi can on top of the machine, and nobody will tell me what it's there for and why no one's thrown it away. I wanted to take a picture of it. I once, maybe a few days after started working there, I once saw somebody walk over to it, pick it up, turn around, look at it, and put it right back on top of there and walk away after everybody gave them a stare. And I'm not sure what this Pepsi can has to do with anything, but I'm afraid to touch it. And every time I see someone go up to the soda machine, everybody looks over at them until they walk away.
Are you gonna ever ask what it's about?
I don't know what's up with this Pepsi can, but I'm assuming it's empty because it's been up there forever. At least 3 months straight, just sitting on top of the... Unless somebody saves a Pepsi there every day, it's been up there for a while. And I don't understand. Okay. I think it's like half full or something. I'm not... I have, like, somebody died when they were halfway done with it, and they put it up there as a shrine.
That's probably it.
Because somebody goes... I see one of the newer people there on... They're working there on Manpower. They go up there, and they're like, hey, is anybody... okay, and they put it back. And that's the only time I've ever seen it moved. And I just keep on... Can't stop noticing that there's just a can of Pepsi on top of the vending machine, and nobody dares talk about it. So, conspiracy theories.
That's an interesting story.
Black helicopters, look it up.
To watch you.
Black helicopters, Google it.
No.
What's
Jordan? Dallas.
I feel like that's gonna lead me to a porn site.
I was I was listening to some of our old podcasts.
On your history.
I was listening to some of our...
We have transcripts of our podcast.
Yeah.
For those of you who are deaf.
I mean, it's kind of shitty because it's the YouTube caption thing, but...
That'd be interesting to see.
I remember Dallas's argument, console versus PC gaming, and I decided we might as well start making Dallas mad here.
Oh no.
Your argument was
invalid. Don't even say it.
Yep, that was invalid.
One of the points of your argument was that you prefer games that you can just play and like console games, and you don't like the fact that PC games always have updates to them and that they're released before they're ready.
Yeah. Well,
I'm pretty sure your argument was just to Nintendo games only, because there is updates to a ton of games on console games that come out all the time.
Yeah,
for PlayStation and Xbox.
Now.
And most of the PC games that get released are released in beta, so they're not actually games. They are either early access or free to play before they're actually officially released, and that's basically like if you took Super Smash Bros. And let people play the game before they had finished adding in all the characters. let
Yeah, but I
select
don't
people
like
beta
that.
test it.
Why
And
would
you
I
don't
want to play a half
you-
game?
and you don't have to like it, and you don't have to play it. I'm just saying they're not releasing a game before it's finished and being like, here, we'll update it when necessary. It's like it's in beta, and when the game is fully finished, you can buy it and it'll be better.
Well, I don't understand that mindset still.
And even Nintendo does that to a certain extent with patching their own games, but that's a little bit different. Like they'll release a game that's not ready and has a bug in it, which happens to almost every game anyway, and then they'll release a patch for it. But
You know, small glitches they don't even worry about anymore. It's the game-breaking ones.
But do you consider DLC to be on point with releasing a game and then updating it?
Yes,
what you don't like?
That's more of what I'm talking about. DLC is stupid.
So
I like
No.
it and I don't
No,
like it at
so-
the same time.
So when
No,
Mario
okay.
Kart announced that they were having DLC, were you not excited or excited about it?
I think all DLC should be free. That's my thing. I don't like, to be honest, if they were going to put 8 more or 16 more tracks in and more characters and stuff like that, probably should have done that from the beginning. But I definitely shouldn't have to pay for it. I already paid $60 for your game. Why are you making me pay more money to add more to your game that you didn't put in there to begin with? It should have been in there to
Because it
begin with.
costs them money to develop the DLC.
That's the way.
And they didn't
What it
know
costs-
how well the game was going to start off with.
But they do. They have economic systems.
And
or they have
and
economic.
it's not. All right, hold on.
I think
Go ahead.
Jerry's argument applies for like new games. Mario Kart not
Right.
so much because that's established. It has a huge fan base.
Right.
It's always going to.
They,
But
Yeah,
new games,
I'm talking-
How well?
like let's say Destiny, if they have DLC, that makes sense because they don't know if that's going to be a hit or not.
The thing
It probably
about
will be, but it could
Well,
crash and burn.
the thing
And
about
so this way they don't have to put in as many resources.
the thing about DLC is it's not required to play the game. It's not like, we had to update the game. You'll need to buy this in order to get your game working like everyone else's.
No, that'd be stupid.
It's you can buy this and download this to get
And have
extra
more
stuff
playtime.
on your game. It's like the big version of microtransactions,
But
right?
that gives people that have money to buy more games even more stuff. And people like me who are poor and don't have jobs cannot buy stuff. So we get screwed and we don't get the full potential of a game. Whereas back with older games before they released DLC for anything, like for the Wii or whatever, anytime that they wanted to add stuff to a game, they made another game. And you had to buy an entire another game. And it would be a full game, not just an expansion to your game.
This was a while ago too, because like Fallout 3 had DLC, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was Oblivion. Oblivion might. I know Skyrim has DLC, but I don't know about
Yeah.
Oblivion,
and that.
Morrowind, and Skyrim.
They all have DLC.
I'm pretty sure Oblivion does.
Yeah,
It's on
the
Steam,
one on the
so they've got
PS2,
mods.
I don't think it did.
I think you should view DLC as a paid extra part to your game. It's not a full game in itself. It's like paying for an arcade game that's just an expansion onto your game.
But I don't want to pay.
And you get more bonuses and perks.
Well,
It's like
more
paying for.
quests and cool items.
If you bought a game that was only 80% done, it didn't have an ending to it or something, and then you had to buy the ending, that would suck. Right?
No, that's stupid. Yeah, that's stupid.
Well, that's how I feel about this, because if I don't have the full game when I buy it, why do I buy it?
Oh, I have to. Do
Now,
you
certain
know?
things are okay. Certain things are okay. Like, Nintendo's doing a thing with Hyrule Warriors, where if you buy it from GameStop, or you pre-order it from GameStop, you get a special costume set for Zelda and Link. That's okay.
That's
But-
like a.
That's just
That's
aesthetic.
that's
But when you
perks.
add entire characters or entire new things to the game, and people have to pay for it, then it sucks.
Do you,
Now,
do you
certain
know?
things are okay.
and it's people are going to buy it, and it's Nintendo doesn't care about the people that won't. They need money, or they don't need money. They
want money.
They want money.
It's a good marketing standpoint. It's a good way to pull in more money for a game. We released this game, everybody liked it. We sold a lot of copies. Everybody's going to buy the DLC for it too. And it's a way to milk more money out of a game.
Right, and that's just like robbing. It's like morally wrong. It's obnoxious and greedy. It's not okay.
No, you're
What if
giving
the
the game
DLC
new
is honestly
content.
worth that much money?
If it's in order for it to be worth that money, it has to be another game that adds on to the game.
Not if it's only $15.
The thing
because-
about this
I
is,
can
Or
buy the
like
game for
$5.
15
Like,
bucks.
do you think if this stuff was already included in Mario Kart 8, would it have raised the selling price of Mario Kart
Yes.
8 at all?
Oh, selling price? No.
Do you
But it
think
would've sold more
Mario
copies.
Kart would have been sold for $70 instead of $60 if all this stuff was included on launch?
No.
No, that's another thing. I know
It's a
I'm-
money-making scheme. I understand that, but I don't think it's a good one.
I'm
As far
okay
as,
with DLC.
not
that
whenever you're
adds-
basically adding in new content, new designs, and like some games, new equipment, new
I don't-
perks.
I don't see the
Well,
point of
that's
this
for like
DLC
$5.
specifically. I see the point of DLC that like I mentioned before with the Elder Scrolls series and with Fallout 3 that's actually adding
which is mainly
adding
what I'm basing
more
mine
to
off
the
of.
game. It's adding areas and more story and everything. It's adding a mini version of the game to the game. Something that
Yeah.
costs less and it's more playing time for you. And what this is it's adding more variety?
yeah.
Well, this DLC does add more stuff to do. Like, it adds to the, if you want to call it the campaign of Mario Kart, it does add GPs, so I
But
look at
here's
this
what makes
DLC
me
as
mad.
just-
Well, it's also
Pretend
adding.
I was really in love with Mario Kart 8, but I didn't have money to get the new DLC.
Why do we have to pretend this?
Because
It's
I'm not actually, I don't like Mario Kart 8 so much that I'm willing to buy this DLC.
Oh, okay.
However, pretend I'm madly in love with Mario Kart 8, but I'm too poor to afford the DLC and I'm not able to get it. Now I'm extremely upset because now everybody else has all these new tracks, and I don't even know if I'll be able to play online because I don't have the tracks in the game. It might be in an update so that they're locked away, but even if that, I won't be able to play it by myself or with friends or anything because I don't own the DLC.
Yeah, that's another thing entirely. And the DLC's not even out yet. But it's what, $12 is not that much money anyway.
By the way,
for-
we should probably mention what the Mario Kart 8 DLC is because I had that on my list of things to
we,
say.
we
Mario
just,
Kart 8
we
is
skipped
releasing
right
the
over
DLC with Cat Mario or Mario in his cat suit, Peach in her cat suit, Isabelle from Animal Crossing New Leaf, the villager from Animal Crossing in general, Link, and who else was it, Jordan? Dry Bowser.
Dry Bowser.
Dry bone.
The one
Those
I
six
want
characters.
that I forgot about.
The Blue Falcon cart, plus with both DLCs, 7 other carts, 5 or 7 other carts. I don't remember how many come in each pack, and
I feel like
each
it's
one
2
has a
parts
new
per
GP.
pack, plus other parts.
Okay. And then there's 2 new GP per DLC. There's 2 DLCs, and if you pre-order them both, it's $12. If you buy them separately, then they're $8 a piece. All right, back to what we were saying.
Nintendo confuses me.
They do.
They don't make they do stuff like this, and then they do other stuff that they refuse to let people make money from playing their game online, like on YouTube. They'll take They claim that people don't want to watch that, and then they'll take all ad revenue from it.
That's stupid.
Yeah, they're pretty weird, but
And they don't.
very good games.
And they don't like.
I'm not debating that. I'm just saying.
They don't like.
Why do they care if people make money off of playing their games?
They don't.
I
like,
don't know. It's
they
pretty
don't-
stupid to me too.
It means they get more money for those people playing their games because it creates a hype and a popularity about it.
Absolutely.
And they don't like Twitch either.
So they
think-
should encourage that. Like, they should give bonuses or benefits to gamers like that.
They think Twitch is designed to teach people how to play games correctly,
Not for
and
entertainment.
that's it. Yeah. And,
Either that or
did you
Right,
hear? Did you
that's-
hear? Amazon bought Twitch instead of Google.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
that was my fifth thing that I wanted to talk about.
Hey, yeah,
my
Amazon.
list of things.
Amazon
Pretty
ended
cool.
up jumping the gun and buying Twitch. Amazon's like the biggest. Just based on
Dude, everybody knows what Amazon is, please.
Well, I know. I'm not trying to describe what Amazon is. I'm saying they're like if you took the money that they have for what they own, they're technically the
I did it!
wealthiest company. Good job, Dallas.
We don't care, Dallas. Don't care about
All
Mewtwo.
right, Spencer. Thanks for
No, not
dying in
Mewtwo.
Minecraft.
I beat the three
Mm-hmm.
level 9s with 9 handicap at 2.0 damage ratio. When I did
It's just
it.
Can we
He
freeze?
killed
Hey,
himself.
can we freeze for a second here? Remember when Dallas got mad at Spencer for yelling out something when he was playing Minecraft while we did the podcast?
I know we're allowed
Exactly.
to mulligan, right?
Oh.
I just wanted to use mine up now, so I don't have to do it later.
Okay.
You are such a hypocrite.
It's funny because Jerry's opinion is invalid since he's hardly ever here.
And he's a ginger.
I'm here. I just don't talk because I don't.
You were
feel like-
gone the entire time we didn't do a podcast. What? Wait, hold on.
Think
Alright.
of your logic there.
I'm sorry I interrupted. Elijah, please
But
continue.
it's a good. Well, I'm not even mad about that. I just wanted to.
I know.
just wanted to
I know
make
you're
you-
not.
All right.
But-
Amazon kind of jumped the gun and did this when the whole thing was like Google was going to buy Twitch, and I'm
That was just the
I'm
rumor, by the
happier.
way.
I'm happier about this because I did not want I would not like having my Twitch account integrated with Google Plus and
I doubt they would have
Gmail.
done that.
I
doubt they
they
would've done
they
it.
did that when they bought YouTube.
Yeah, but it's a failure.
Well, yeah, but they didn't revert it, despite the cries of protest.
Good point. Amazon, Spencer works with them, even though he's not here. Spencer works with them on a daily basis for his job. And
Like, does
Okay,
cool.
does the company Spencer work for work with Amazon, or does he just spend a lot
work
of
with
time
Amazon.
buying stuff from Amazon?
they work with Amazon.
I
They sell things for people through Amazon, and then people get the money for it. That's what the company does.
All right.
I thought he worked for a fairly high-end, or not high-end, but
Lower.
fairly large company.
It is a fairly large company.
So would it really care if we?
Oh, it's based
the com-
in our town, so we can't say it.
That
Is it
reminds
really
me,
based
Dallas, since I'm
in-
picking you up
Yeah.
tomorrow, what's your address?
Oh,
Oh.
my gosh, Jordan.
Okay,
What?
I must be thinking of his computer one. Not
Yeah,
the
that's
grocery
what I'm talking
store.
about.
You're talking about the computer
I
one?
think we're talking about
Yeah.
Kroger.
The one that works with-
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Kroger. We're not talking
I
about Kroger.
thought you were
Jack, it's
talking
other
about
Jack.
Kroger. I'm like, that is not based here.
Okay. So, anyways, since he works with Amazon, he knows a little bit about them, and he really thinks that Amazon will improve Twitch because they're not really a super. We need to make money now.
Didn't
kind of
Amazon
place
buy?
like Google is.
What did Amazon buy recently? Or maybe not
They
too
bought Twitch
recently.
recently.
Before that, didn't they? Didn't they purchase some other company?
I don't remember. I didn't hear anything about it. Or I don't remember.
This was
or I
a
didn't
this
hear.
was a while ago. They bought. Nope, I don't know.
Right.
They bought some other
So-
companies before, and they just kind of let them do their thing. They just bought them. and they let them they didn't try to change things
Be
around.
free,
They
my
bought them
children.
they bought them for
Be
the sake of having them
free.
as part of their company, and they didn't really change. Anyway, what I was going to say about Twitch, there's a reason that Dallas doesn't like disclosing our info about where we live. Although you could probably, if you were hard pressed, find this. Recently, here I can link you guys to this article. Recently, and this is actually really recently, people have started doing a thing on Twitch where when someone's streaming, they will, if they can figure out where this
swatting.
person lives, they will call the police and insert and pull in like a fake threat and get the SWAT sent to that person's house.
Okay, wait.
there's
FYI,
this
for
guy.
anyone who's thinking about doing that, the person who did that was a 15-year-old kid. He was
going to
caught,
jail.
convicted, and sent to
There's been multiple
25
people that have
years
done it.
to life in a federal prison. Think about that.
This right
Think
here.
how many times you'll
This-
get raped in a federal prison.
This is fucking bullshit. I cannot describe
Also,
how angry I am that
Why'd you-
that people do this.
Elijah,
Yeah,
What?
it's
I opened up
completely
that
stupid.
link,
There's no
and
sense
there's a little
to do
video
that.
on the side, and it says that it's muted, and then it was playing sound.
Good.
All right, so the person that I know
Elijah
that
me.
had this happen to them, his name was Caleb Hart, and I say this because that's his username on Twitch, and he was like one of the first people to get affected by this SWAT team thing, or the police at least. And
Is this the
guy,
Caleb I'm thinking of?
no, probably not. This guy has like thousands of people watching him daily.
Okay.
All right, so the guy that decided, "Hey, I'm gonna call the cops on this guy and get them to think that that he has his parents locked up in the basement and he's going to kill them." The guy that made the cops think that was streaming himself. He had an audio stream of himself calling the cops and saying this.
Yeah.
I was like,
Wow, he's
Really?
an idiot.
and they pulled it up. And it was hilarious because all of this was caught on stream. So everything that was said to the police or whatever was caught on stream before the police told them to turn it off. So I actually got to see the police interrupt in the middle of stream saying that they had gotten a call that threatened security and stuff. And the guy was saying that he had his brother locked up in the basement too, and he's going to shoot him. And the cop recognized the other cop's voice over the phone, over the stream, that was being watched by the guy that he was pretending to be.
Radioed him.
Pretty much. He was like, "That Timmy? I think that's Timmy." That's the cop's voice, by the way. That was a pretty good imitation.
Oh, so they live in Alabama.
I think it was North
Timmy?
Carolina.
Is that
These
I think that's Timmy.
I am really mad
Timmy,
right
what are
now.
you doing in there?
These cunts that do this. Someone is streaming either because this is their job or they take the time because they want to share what they're doing online. They're not pissing you off by what they're doing. You're doing this because you are a bored, sad excuse for
Or
a
a human
life
being.
form on this planet. And
I like yours better.
I want you to fight me, IRL.
Come at me, bro.
All right.
So, somebody called. No, what had happened? Somebody had gotten SWAT called on this, and the police ended up arresting him on charges of weed in his house
Nice.
because of this. And that's
then he
another
was
thing.
Convicted of
Mhm.
domestic terrorism, something like that.
I don't think so. Not the guy that the SWAT burst in on. I'm talking the guy the SWAT
Yeah.
burst in on this guy and ended up arresting him because they searched his place and found weed.
Yeah, the guy who made the call on the first guy.
No.
No?
The SWAT busted in this guy's door, and they
Guy
found
who's
and they
gaming?
found weed. Yeah, and they found weed in his house and ended up arresting him on it. Which I'm not even sure if you're allowed to do that if you're
I
not
don't-
breaking in under pretenses of like a warrant and stuff. And it depends which state he's living
Technically,
in.
in that situation, they could have. But I think that the charges should be dismissed because it was a prank call. And so there was swatting.
That's another thing. The laws against marijuana in this country are ridiculous. How they change from state to state and within states from county to county.
Really, they changed from county to county?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
I'm okay
it's
with the changing
retarded.
between states because
You-
that's like
they-
a state law thing.
And
but-
weed, marijuana is classified as it's like a class
If
1
you
narcotic.
use it, you're an idiot.
No, it's not even. It's a class 1 narcotic, is what it's
What is
classified
Tylenol?
as. It's not even. Dude, weed is not nearly as bad as any of the. I've never done weed. Just disclaiming this now, but it's not nearly as bad as any of the other drugs. And the reason
So you've done
there's
other
so many
drugs.
laws. People use weed as medical marijuana is what it's called. It is in cases more beneficial to you. For what, the glaucoma, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
and
sure it's glaucoma.
and it's weed itself does not have a addiction like nicotine or anything in it. Like cigarettes, cigarettes are actually much worse for you than joints are.
I'm fine if they use it for
getting-
strictly medical purposes.
Well,
if
getting-
they use it as a recreation,
Getting high off, I would never, I don't think I'd ever smoke weed, but getting high off weed is not nearly as dangerous as getting drunk. Your body does not get affected as much by marijuana as it does by liquor when someone is drunk. It doesn't do as much damage to your body, and the reason it's illegal is because of cigarette companies, or the reason there's so much stuff about it. And I don't know, a lot of people.
and cigarettes are probably the thing that should be made illegal. No.
I wish that was a thing. But just a disclaimer, I don't condone any of the activities listed above. I've had people in my family die of all of them, so
Of
I don't like any of it.
drugs or marijuana in particular.
Yes.
Okay.
Even enough, if you take enough Tylenol, it'll kill you. So
Well,
if
yeah,
you
I guess that makes
do
yeah.
enough marijuana, it would also kill you.
I mean, technically you could suffocate yourself.
Yeah. Well, anyways, the only thing I'm okay with is a small bit of alcohol, because that's just like
And
people drinking a small bit of
To a
wine is
degree,
healthy.
it. Yeah, I was about to
Dra-
say.
I'm-
To
no,
a
I'm not
degree,
saying
it's healthy.
drinking is okay.
drinking without drunkenness, I think, is the term.
Right.
Yeah, like a bottle, like
But
a month or so. Or
Nobody in America
than
has
that.
control.
As long
There's
as you're not
there's
doing
no
it to get
self-control in
drunk.
this country.
Yeah.
There's what was it? I was gonna say something about how some laws is you're actually allowed to, I think it's Colorado maybe, you're allowed to have weed and use it for recreational purposes, but you're not allowed to distribute it or have so much on you at once.
Yeah. That's Colorado.
I can agree with that. That seems okay
Personally, I don't care. I don't care if you
Yeah.
smoke weed, but what I do care about is
Personally, I prefer the air.
I don't care.
That's
care if-
hilarious. I just thought about that.
You can do whatever the fuck you want to your body as long as you're not harming other people. What is that, Jordan?
Yeah.
Are you?
What?
me. He's gaming.
Is there a stereo system?
What?
I'm okay. Never mind. I had a page playing music and I thought it was coming from Jordan because
Oh.
his microphone was
Leave me
activated.
alone.
It was awesome. It was okay.
I'll rape your mother.
All right, we're gonna mute you now.
Whoa.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a little extensive. Sorry about
No idea
that.
how
I
extensive
mean-
I can get.
If we're being honest here, the person
I
with
know
the
how
hottest
expensive
mom
you
out
can
of
be.
us is definitely Elijah.
what?
honestly don't know who I hate more.
Hey,
If
yeah,
the
Blake's here
people
for
that
the
swat
podcast
people,
too.
if people that swat each other, I don't know which I honestly hate more. People that swat or people that DDoS. I've not swatted, but I've DDoSed, and I know how much of a pain it can be to get. Because like once you DDoS someone, if you get a lot
Squatters
of
are
people,
definitely worse.
I think
if
I
you
think
get
getting
if
in
you get
trouble.
if you do it a lot, like it's. I mean, swatting, yeah, is like it is a major inconvenience, but DDoSing is kind of an annoyance. But the thing is, like, if you get DDoSing on a massive scale,
Major
and
inconvenience.
you're a like a big kind of deal. Like there was a guy, his name's Swifty. I don't play World of Warcraft. I don't do World of Warcraft. It's not interesting to me at all because I don't want to pay monthly to play a game. But he runs a pretty big clan.
So you don't
and
want to own an Xbox
got-
or PlayStation?
He got DDoSed like pretty hard, and he has like a static IP for his server, which you have to pay like a lot of money to a company, to like your internet provider to get that. In some cases, and he got DDoSed like 5 times, and it cost him over $1,000. And you know, it's like, what can he do about that? But you know, but swatting is just, it's a waste of resources, and it's like, I mean, I honestly don't feel like
There's a risk of
these
death.
like these people that are calling the SWAT, like they honestly think that what they're doing is funny, and it's not. It's not funny, and it's not cool, and it doesn't make you any cooler. And people that watch the videos, most of the time they aren't laughing. They're mad at the person who just swatted this person because they were mad. Like
I never saw a video.
They're an idiot.
I just heard about it and went into a rage at
I've seen a few videos,
Like-
and it's just like, I don't understand the logic that goes into this. Like, you know, this guy just noobed to me. I know. I'll have the SWAT team call on him, and if they take it seriously, the guy could die. Like,
also
Hey.
on
Yeah, there is a serious
Fun
risk
fact,
of energy.
Blake.
fun fact.
I have a friend that his job, he gets hired as like
yeah,
a
you
mercenary
told
for.
me.
Well, I'm gonna tell the
He
podcast.
gets the DDoS.
He
people.
DDoSes companies that try to phish people's credit card information for the bank.
I
That's
DDoS
different.
once.
Oh wait, he
I
DDoSes
DDoSed
for the
it's
bank,
hilarious.
or he DDoSes people that. Are you saying that there's credit card fishers for the bank, or that he DDoSes
Yeah,
people
people
for the
that are
bank?
phishing credit card information, acting like they're part of the bank.
Oh, I thought you meant I thought you meant in cahoots with the bank.
No.
It's
I
all.
thought you meant like in a
conspiracy.
lake with a fishing pole.
Jackie Chan's son was arrested for marijuana, and apparently marijuana is a whole lot bigger deal in China because he's facing execution.
Oh wow.
What
Jeez.
the
Wait,
fuck? Holy shit.
his son?
Jackie Chan's son could face execution in China.
Jeez.
What you do is you get him extradited out of China into the United States, and the United States can go, yeah, we arrested him on some lame excuse because we're United States and we can just do that, and then China can't do anything about it.
He played in Mulan, man.
Dude, he's
Really?
like the guy that. Oh,
Huh?
wait,
Yeah.
no, he's not. Never mind.
JC Chan? That's his name, JC. And it's not 2 letters, it's spelled out JC.
Nice.
So would it be Chan JC?
No, JC Chan.
Yes,
Get
it
you-
would be in China.
No,
Jeremiah.
shut up. You're dumb.
I don't think you've had enough Chinese friends, Elijah.
Chan
Because you're
JC and
homeschooled.
Chan Jackie. Well, I don't have any gay friends either, except Jordan apparently.
I'm not
Or no,
sure what
no,
you're
no.
talking about.
That was in a completely heterosexual way. Never mind.
So, wait,
Blake?
Elijah, were you done saying what you were talking
I
about?
think so. Did you have something to say, Dallas?
I want to talk about Nintendo more because I had something to say about it.
I
but
like
didn't
Nintendo.
get to.
Let's talk about Nintendo.
You can go
Um,
ahead.
So, there was an article released the other day. I'm going to send this to you again, Elijah, so you can put it in the bottom thing. You're still doing that, right? If we talk about
And,
something.
yeah, I'll do like a link dump thing.
The description.
I'll
Okay.
just anything, pretty much anything we talk about. I'll try to find it online and link it in the description,
All right,
Right.
thanks.
rather than just
So-
the main topics. Just easier.
The article is called Miyamoto calls passive gamers pathetic and says Nintendo is going to cater to core gamers. Can I
I
just
agree.
read this whole thing?
So basically, the Wii demographic is going away
Yes.
Thank
So-
because
God.
everyone bought a Wii and they didn't. And they didn't buy a Wii because this happened a while ago. There was a woman interviewed about the Wii, and she's like, I went to buy more games for the Wii, but everything here is like video games. People bought the Wii for stuff like Wii Fit and things along those lines. They didn't buy the Wii to play hardcore video games on. And to be honest, there weren't a lot of hardcore video games released for the Wii.
Right. So, the article says Nintendo is often described by many as being a company that targets casual gamers in order to create a larger audience. But now, Nintendo innovator Shigeru Miyamoto, president of Nintendo, says that's not the case anymore. In a recent interview, Miyamoto explained that Nintendo wanted to expand the gaming population last generation. But with the rise of smart devices helping to popularize gaming, Nintendo is no longer focusing on trying to make the general population interested in video games. Instead, they are focused on creating games that the core fans will enjoy. Speaking in the newest issue of Edge magazine, which hits shelves on Thursday, which is already passed by a while now, Shigeru Miyamoto said his team does not want to focus on making content for people who passively enjoy games. Here's the quote.
All right.
These are the sort of people who, for example, might want to watch a movie. They might want to go to Disneyland. Their attitude is, okay, I am the customer. You are supposed to entertain me. It's a passive attitude they're talking. And to me, it's a kind of pathetic thing. They do not know how interesting it is if you move one step further and try to challenge yourself with more advanced games. Fortunately, because of the spread of smart devices, people are taking games for granted now. It's a good thing for us because we do not have to worry about making games something that are relevant to people's daily lives. So basically, now that smartphones have apps that are making gaming more public, the actual games that are being made that are on real things like consoles, that's a strike on PC games, but
so
games that are being made on console and PC now have more recognition because of smartphone games.
So is it safe to say
they're
that
they're trying to make hardcore games for the people that are more hardcore about it now?
So is it safe to say that they're going to lose a large part of people that are passive gamers?
Yeah,
Probably.
So it's also safe to say that they're gonna, if they want to make up all that lost, they're gonna have to focus on a large demographic of the core gamers.
Yes.
Is it also safe to say that the largest demographic of the core gamers is FPS?
Oh, I don't think they're going to do that.
No, because
really
those aren't core gamers; those are faggots.
And the
core,
pretty much the largest
the gamers
population
that they're relating to are going to be the core gamers of the Nintendo franchises. The people that like Zelda, they're going to make a better Zelda game for. People that like Mario, they're going to make a better Mario game for. Stuff like that. Like, during E3, I think it was, they had demos of stuff, and Miyamoto was out on the floor demoing his newest project, which is a Star Fox game. They're making a new Star Fox game.
Okay.
Which is something people have been really interested in. The people that like Star Fox, at least.
I'm sure Nintendo will do fine. They're Nintendo.
Right.
They're not going to go out of business if that's what you're worried about.
I read a thing that
they own like
they have
several
enough
different
money
businesses.
in the bank that even if they didn't make any more money for the next 100 years, they'd still be in business.
Nintendo's not even they're not even all gaming. They own like a boat company and
They just
They
don't
do?
care anymore.
Yeah.
They're like,
Indo
we can do
boating.
whatever we want.
the companies in Japan have widespread over what they produce. Nintendo's not only video games.
So, leading into the more non-passive games anymore.
Dang it, Dallas, be subtle with your segues.
Okay. We're going
know
to
what I
talk
like to
about
do
the
to
thing
video
that
games?
Nintendo's doing to make their games not passive now. How's that?
Okay, that was not more subtle.
So next on the list is
Next on my list that no one else can see.
Sakurai, Smash Bros. Guy,
Mm-hmm.
has said that they made Brawl based on casual gamers, and now they don't have to do that anymore because of the same thing Miyamoto said.
So is it
So apparently
competition
this has
based
been-
now?
So they said that he still wants it open to everyone. He doesn't want it to make it as hardcore as Melee was because it was too hard for some people to play. But it's still going to be enough. Let's see.
Who was
Although
it
the
too
pace of
hard
the
to
game
play?
had to be lowered compared to Melee in order to achieve the balance of hardcore to casual, we have managed to keep the dynamism because we didn't have to gear towards novice players like we did with Brawl. In fact, we recreated all the characters almost from scratch. Also, I feel on a personal level that this is the most interesting, or this game is more interesting than the 3 previous games in the series.
Hold on. The Melee was too hard for.
Yeah.
I played through that entire game, like the challenges and everything, in 5th grade.
Right, but in order to be actually good at it and play other people, you had to be extremely, extremely technical. Like, I could say wave dash, L cancel,
So you're talking on a competitive
dash
standpoint.
dance. Yes. He cares about the competitive community. This was shown by having the Invitational at E3 and having demos and tournaments and stuff already for this game.
Mm-hmm.
But he couldn't take away from his entire fan base by making it too hard for people to be good at.
Yeah. All right.
But it's focusing more on the people who are more PvP.
PvP.
Oh, obviously, it's a game meant to be played against your friends. It's not made for the story mode or anything, because there isn't really one.
There's not. I actually enjoyed the story mode in Brawl.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't really have a story. It was just you going around and saving all the characters.
I don't know. I liked it. I enjoy. I'm sort of a completionist. I enjoy.
I mean, I enjoyed it the first time through, but I never wanted to do it again.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing that Nintendo has been working on, Pokemon Company, Pokken.
We talked about this before.
Not on the podcast.
Oh yeah, you're right, because we didn't do one last week. Reason we didn't do a podcast last week is because everybody's a whiny baby.
And you weren't here on Sunday or Monday.
No, I was just here too late for you guys to want to record.
So Pokken, basically Pokemon Company and Tekken teamed up, and they're making a new game that's a Pokemon fighting game, and it's probably the coolest thing ever.
It's
Except for one part.
Think of
That
Mortal
part's not cool.
Kombat or
Think of
Street
Tekken.
Fighter
Think of Tekken.
With Pokemon.
or Tekken.
You know, since that's the game it is.
It's think of any game that's ever been copied ever. It's the same. It's the same thing, but it's Pokemon, and it's gonna get people to play it. And I'll probably
but
end up playing it
Tekken
when
has
Dallas
its own
gets
fan
it.
base. Tekken is its own fighting game.
Everything
It
has
has
its own fan base. Freaking
Marvel vs.
Christina
Capcom has its own
Aguilera
competitive
has their
players.
own fan base.
Marvel vs. Capcom has their own competitive players. Smash Bros. Has their own competitive players. Street Fighter has their own competitive players. Tekken has their own competitive players. So it's just making another game in the series, but they're also making it Pokemon to appeal to other people. Now you want to know the sad part? Not you, Elijah, because just pretend that you don't know what it is and say what?
What?
Alright. Unless they notify us otherwise, it is only going to be released in Japan in arcade machines.
I had looked at this before. I'd seen a video from Jwitch and Jwitz, and he talks about how Tekken usually operates. Is maybe not the company that's pairing up with Nintendo to make this game. How they usually operate is they'll release their game in arcades, and maybe after about a year or so, after they see people play, or after they, I don't know, a bunch of people play it, they will make changes and release it on console, and then after that, ship it out to other countries. So it may be upwards of 1 to 2 years, if at all we ever see that game on a console.
It's scheduled for arcade release in 2015.
So
and also, there's a guy that I know that lives about an hour away from us to the west. So you guys know where that is. And he's thinking about buying an arcade box and having it shipped over here. Because he wants to play it that bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be amazing. I would
Yeah.
go over to him and play that game.
Yeah, there's a fan
So-
base. There's a fan base for them. There's
Wait,
a
so
fan
I
base
heard
for
left.
everything.
Did
There-
you mean Ass Point?
A lot of celebrities have fan bases. Do you know what happened? Blake? Is Blake here?
Like,
Blake.
Dark.
All right,
Blake's
I want to have to kick him until further notice.
Hey, look, mute you.
Don't kick him. Like,
All right. Well, have you guys heard about solar freaking roadways?
Oh,
oh, yep.
that's the best thing.
No.
Those seem awesome.
All right, so here's what solar freaking roadways are. There is a proposed solarroadways.com is a proposed idea to replace streets with hexagonal solar panels that have LEDs in them for night driving, and are going to be resistant to, I think, snow. They
have heaters. They have heating panels in.
Yeah, and they're all powered by the sun, because they're solar, and potentially,
Solar
and
freaking
would have the
roadways.
ability to charge electric cars as you drive, eliminating
cool.
the need
That would be
for
amazing.
all fossil fuels relating to
I'm not sure how they would do
gasoline.
Pretty
So
cool.
just gasoline.
It would take a lot of money though, which is why
Oh,
they're
no.
probably not making them.
Which makes me sad.
that. Cool if they did. Because potentially you could be creating a lot more energy than what the road would require, so you could start powering cities.
In order to do this, we would have to not be massively in debt as a nation.
And
To
we also have
shit.
people interested in doing it.
install all of this.
Well, I
And
mean,
you know,
I'm interested in doing it. Just
And if
And you
this
go do it,
happens,
Gary.
people
Tell me how that works
not
out.
if this happens, not everyone's going to switch over to an electric
give me
car
solar panels.
because
No,
it's
obviously not.
more convenient to keep on filling up on gas than it is to get a new car, apparently. In the short run.
Short run, yes. Long.
But you can get a cooler car if it runs on fossil fuels.
Anyway, the solar panels are durable
So
enough
they make
and
cooler cars.
and fill in all the qualifications that roads
There's,
need to have.
Well, they need to make something
There's
that
a,
makes loud noise for it to be cool. So, still waiting
Zoing,
on that.
zoing.
There's an electric car company over in California that have some pretty cool cars apparently.
Nope. The Tesla Roadster is about the coolest electric car, and that's not saying much.
Everyone
I-
will be driving
I
Priuses.
think that's what I'm talking about, the Tesla.
I think it is too. It's
Pretty
I mean,
sure I'm
it's
talking about the Tesla.
nice, but it's not. It's not like the shit. I mean, I'd still much rather have a Mercedes or
Well,
Mustang,
well-
BMW, Koenigsegg, Bugatti.
Well, it's just like comparing it to other
Pagani.
electric cars, yes, it is. Comparing to other electric cars, I think it is.
Okay, so it's really accomplished something. It's cooler than a Prius. Good
Yeah,
for it.
Of course.
Priuses are
Walking is cooler than driving a Prius.
Priuses.
Says the man who is lazy.
All
Yeah,
right.
but I think I'd still rather drive a Prius than walk.
Well-
everywhere.
Nope, I'd walk. I have dignity.
I don't. Not anymore.
I know.
We know
It's not
now.
worth it.
I'm looking at this
We know.
about electric vehicles. Electric vehicles currently like get charged from batteries or chargers. They're not very
Efficient.
not very good with. It's not very easy to have an electric car. And they don't last that long on the charge you give them, I believe. But what it is, the solar roadway, it can create and carry clean renewable electricity. And basically what it is you would be able to charge your car up at a gas station like you would be able to fill up. Rather than rather than charging your car as you drive.
Maybe
as I-
not as quickly.
No, not as quickly, but it's definitely better than having to charge your car up at specific point at home.
Like
Or-
if they were to put it at like restaurants or hotels, I think that would be a pretty good implement.
you
I
just be
think the best way to start implementing it. I actually just thought of this. Do you guys know about zip cars?
No.
no.
Okay, so zip cars are something that have been instituted in bigger cities. I know Seattle has them. I think Indianapolis has them. New York probably has it. I don't know though, because nobody drives in New York. But basically, pay for a membership, and then you swipe your card into a car, and you can get into any car that's on the road that's a zip car, and it's like $100 a year or something. I don't know how much it is, but I think the best way to implement the solar roadways with electric cars thing would to be make all of those zip cars into electric cars. Because if they're all electric,
Possibly.
then they can make the memberships cheaper because it'll be no fuel to replace or anything. And if there's no fuel to replace, then they don't mind.
Well,
it's
the
less
initial
money.
cost.
Oh, the initial cost would
Oh.
obviously be
But it's
high
like
because
the
you have to buy
initial
new
cost.
cars.
And another thing about the roadways, because they're made of a bunch of small pieces of hexagonal solar panels. If something gets damaged, they can replace them individually
That's pretty cool.
rather
I like
than
that.
having to shut down a road to do maintenance.
That's what closed my dad's
I hate
store
that.
up.
That is annoying.
It literally closed my dad's store up.
But maintenance or what? That's why your dad had to close his business.
Yeah, because he couldn't get any business because there was a sign that said 30 minutes of road construction ahead. So anybody that was going on their lunch break wouldn't go down that way because they would have to
Yep.
wait their entire lunch break to get through.
Oh.
Basically, when there was construction on that road, everybody that was coming down from the hospital,
Yeah.
like the hospital workers, which was a large portion of our business, stopped because it took too much time.
That's
Can't
not.
spend 30
I
minutes
didn't.
for
I didn't.
lunch to get
I didn't realize
just-
that's what happened.
In-town construction really hurts businesses. Like a lot.
Yeah, it
depending on,
does.
local-
I didn't.
Yeah.
I've never even thought about that before.
After
mean,
My
the
aunt
road-
lives in a small town, and I went out there, and like one of their roads was completely tore up. Every shop on that street had closed down almost because the road had been torn up for almost a year, and none of them had business. It was just like a street of vacant stores.
That's terrible. Usually that they like pay them, don't they?
No,
I mean,
because
you have
they
to
aren't
offer
required
some
to.
sort of compensation.
No.
They don't. No, there's
You
no
know,
reason.
that gas station-
Well,
It's a-
they should
it's a-
pay them, but there's
they're-
no
You
nothing
know that
making
gas
them.
station on E Street?
It's a government sanctioned thing. What?
That gas station on E and 8th that has all that construction by it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to sue to get compensation.
Because
And-
that
Well,
because there's been
it's not
construction
going
there.
I mean,
well.
they've
There's
also.
been construction there for like a month.
No, it's been a couple months.
Is
Really?
that B?
It's been at least 3 months.
No, yeah, it's been there
Wait.
since I started working
That's
at my job.
B, right?
Do what?
That's B, right?
E. E Street. That's a
Oh.
very main road in our
Well,
town.
Yeah.
Yes, I know it's on
I
E,
know-
but like, is it on B as well? Because it's on a cross.
There's construction on a lot of
Wait,
different
no,
roads,
that's
but that's
8th.
the main thing. What are they even doing
That's
there? What
8th,
is
isn't it?
what is the
Yeah.
what are
B
they
and 8th.
even
Still got 8th.
working on?
So they're
There
open
were
half.
some gas pipes messed up down there.
Oh. And
Which
it's
is kind of
taken them
important, but-
3 months.
Yeah, I know. It shouldn't take that long.
And
They
also,
took
I
the
thought they were
entire
working on
road.
widening the road. I thought that they were kind of widening it too.
They might be doing that too, but still, it's like gas pipe.
Well, I mean, I have to drive by there every single day because I have to go by A.
All right. So another thing about the solar roadways, they said if they could make the solar panels are going to be 12 foot by 12 foot. Even though they're hexagons, that's about the dimensions. If they can make one panel for under $10,000, it would break even with the cost of asphalt for repairing roads.
Nice. Well, it's like I've read that the military is working on like some pretty cheap and pretty much indestructible plastic. Well, I mean,
So
it's not indestructible.
it's
just
going to cost a lot of money if they install solar panels, but it's definitely going to immediately start paying for itself in generating all that energy from the highways.
yeah.
And you could
Which I
actually
think would be
run
cool.
homes and businesses from the highway. You could actually provide electricity to houses and businesses running off the roads because of that.
Which would be nice.
Maybe select houses and businesses, but this is still a long ways away from ever possibly happening. They're on prototype 2 of their original concept of what that's even going to be. But I think it's an awesome idea.
That does seem like
It seems like the way of the future.
Yeah.
It really
I don't
does.
like it.
Why not?
Because we like it.
Too bad, Jordan.
Because I am an egotistical male, and I will. I mean, I guess I don't dislike it completely. I dislike the electric car part because I'm an egotistical male.
You don't have to
and
drive an electric
until
car.
it's illegal. I know. Until it's illegal, I will drive a gas-powered car.
I doubt
like
it's
'cause
ever
you
gonna
find it
be
more
illegal to do
reliable.
that.
Exactly.
It'll probably
So I
be
will always drive a gas-powered car.
if it's a change, it'll be a slow change.
Right. The big cities will get it first because they are the ones that have the most money.
And the
So they
smaller
have
ones.
the most they have the most support for it. So it'll ever so slowly work its way around, and we might see it by the time we're 80.
So,
Yay.
this is another thing. Between 2009 and 2011, the latest year with available data states that collectively, as a nation, we spent $20.4 billion a year to build new roadways and add lanes to existing roads. And that's for 2009, 2010, and 2011.
All right.
$20 billion a year.
What
And
would
they
it cost to put these in?
And they don't know. They're until they get an initial cost until they get a finished prototype. They have two main prototypes, but they didn't release how much it would cost for one of their panels. But if they can get a prototype that works, that they can construct under for just $10,000 for one of those panels, will it eliminate replacing all of that with roads would break even with the cost of asphalt prices a year.
Wow.
So that means after a year it will have already been cheaper.
Okay, so that's after a year.
No. By the way,
that's not directly. Okay.
that 20 billion a year, that's actually 45. Since 2011, that's 45.2 billion a year. For
Now, is that
repairing
money
roads.
that the electric company will save, that will then pass to the
No.
consumers, or is it
This money is how much we
directly to the
spend
consumers?
on asphalt for repairing roads and adding lanes a year.
Okay.
45 billion.
Okay. Well, it's just who would be in charge of that electric? I know. Well, like obviously, the
Now,
electric
obviously,
companies, but
this won't stop traffic, but it will stop construction traffic, for the most part.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
it's like you just have
replace
to
of the
send one guy
panels
say,
and that.
"Hey, we've got all of these
See,
broken.
it'll
Go
take a
fix
lot.
them."
It'll take a lot less time for a bunch of
You know what?
construction workers to watch one construction worker replace a panel, than
Oh my
a bunch of
gosh.
construction workers to watch one construction worker
What?
replace
What?
a road.
No more potholes.
What, Dallas?
Yeah, and if a single panel gets
that would be
damaged,
amazing.
if a panel gets damaged, they're just like, oh, hey, we'll just replace this.
Yeah, and it's not like it doesn't exist
I mean,
anymore.
yes,
and
it
there's a
could be
hole in the
expensive
road.
to replace it.
It'd be about
Yes, it
10,000.
can be expensive to replace it, but with the power generated, you would be saving money.
Yeah, you would. I really like this idea. If we can get over the initial cost of installing this, it'd be amazing. I'd love it.
Yeah.
and it's all made out of glass.
It's kind of
and
again like electric car thing. To start it up, it's expensive, but to go ahead and do it will actually save you money.
So the on the scale of hardness,
It's about
Mine's a
1.
9.
Yeah.
this is made out of, I think this is a hexagonal boron nitride.
Mine's a 12.
It's a 2 on the scale of hardness.
Really? Only 2?
On
I told
the
you
Mohs
Come I like
on the
my
Mohs
hardness
hard
at least a level
on the
3.
on the Mohs hardness scale, 10 would be a diamond. So I think this would be at 2, and if you're talking about asphalt, that would be at what's asphalt made out of?
1.5.
Asphalt.
Is it lead and graphite, that kind of thing, or is it
I was like,
iron? All right.
I doubt it'd be iron.
I that was a dumb thing to say. Shut up.
I would assume it's the same thing as
Is that it?
Asphalt, concrete, made out of a mixture. Wikipedia, help me.
Would be stone.
Tarmac. Made out of frickin' stuff, I guess.
Really that difficult?
Why can I not find what kind of elements
Help
are
you
in
here.
elements
Why
are
am I
in
getting
asphalt?
texted? Oh, that sounds like a robotic group text.
It's Spencer replying to the group text.
Asphalt. Anyway, you know when it's
I've never
really,
noticed
you
this,
know,
Spencer.
What
you
is
know
asphalt
how
made of?
you know how asphalt is. The asphalt bubbles, asphalt and tarmac, it bubbles in the heat.
Okay.
Not.
It's made from
I mean,
5%.
It usually takes a pretty
bitumen
high heat.
and 95% aggregation, which is aggregate, which is a mixture of stone, pebbles, and stuff like and sand.
So let's put it
That's
this way.
cool.
Let's put it this way. Graphite would be at 0.7 on the most scale. Asphalt would be at 1.3. This plate glass is a 5.5 to a 6.
That's pretty hard.
Nice.
Heard that from Dallas before. Anyway,
I know you have.
yep.
You watch me while I sleep.
Is anybody else? You have anything you want to talk about? I know Blake had something, but he's not here, so we might as well skip over it.
Hey, were you gonna play that game today?
Game.
The one where you describe a thing?
Oh yeah, that's what we were gonna do. Oh, this will be fun. All right, Dallas.
Okay.
Here's how this is going to work, and Jordan and Jerry, you can, and if Blake was here, I don't know what happened to Blake.
Anyone ever know what happens to Blake?
He probably fell asleep.
That's a possibility.
That sounds like something he would do.
I texted him like 10 minutes ago. Anyway, we're not even talking about Blake anymore. I would like to try to do something where you take a topic that you hear everybody talk about a lot, but you've never actually personally
Porn.
sat down with and experienced yourself, and try to describe it as best as you can to a fine detail.
Street porn.
Such as I chose to try to describe the TV show Big Brother to Dallas as if he had never seen it before, when actually I have never seen it before.
All
So
right, let's hear it.
Dallas, here is Big Brother as best as I can tell. It is a reality TV show similar to, I feel like the Survivor type shows where somebody gets voted off an island, that kind of type of show, where
Right.
everyone lives in the same house for a certain period of time, and you're not allowed to correct me on anything either.
Okay.
And as far as I can tell from you, they release 3 episodes a week. The first 2 episodes being highlights of what has happened, and then the 3rd episode where they vote someone out being live or without being cuts of highlights from previous episodes. And I'm assuming that the premise of this show is whoever can last the longest living with other people, because everyone apparently is incredibly sociopathic
And horny.
wins.
so.
Whoever the last 2 people are, or the last the last group of people may win the monies. And this is as best as Big Brother is, as far as I can tell.
All right. So do you want me to
Elijah,
actually
I'm pretty sure
explain
that's
what it
Yeah,
is
exactly
now?
I want you to explain to me what Big Brother is now.
All right. So basically, everything you had said is true, except the part where you didn't know how people won. At some point, usually when there are 9 people left, I think it's 9 people. People start going to the jury house instead of starting to go home, and then a
Also,
jury
it's
of
exactly
7.
like Survivor.
Yes, it's
Okay.
exactly like Survivor, except people live in a house.
No island, just house.
Yeah, and instead of surviving, they actually have to live with each other, which is just as hard.
And
It's
they have sex
retarded.
with each other.
That's a thing.
Right,
People
they have-
have definitely had sex on that show.
So it's
I know,
The
that's what I'm saying.
Bachelor.
No, it's not The Bachelor.
It's Survivor mixed with
You know
The
what?
Bachelor.
But
I've watched The
um,
Bachelor, and I have not watched Big
The
Brother.
Bachelor's a terrible show.
It is a
too.
terrible show.
So there are 3 competitions, and depending on the season, one of them changes. But there's always the head of household competition. Head of household gets to nominate people to be evicted, and then the power of veto competition, where people can veto a nomination, and then the head of household has to put it somebody else. So on every Thursday, or until they change the schedule this week, people get voted out on a live show, but there are also highlights before that. And the other 2 episodes a week are just highlights, pretty much. So you were right about that.
All right.
So, good job, Elijah.
Yay.
It
So
wasn't funny because he was right most of the time.
and I've never watched the show.
All right.
So I
Who's
proposed
next?
to Dallas to try
no.
to describe Minecraft
Gonna be bad.
as well as he
Yes.
possibly can.
Yes.
Oh,
And
this is gonna
Dallas
be
listens
amazing.
to us play this game 24/7. Actually, not as much recently, but he has never
Yeah, I haven't
once
played it as much.
played it on the computer himself, I believe.
I've played Minecraft literally one time on the Xbox version at a friend's house, and I hated it.
Doesn't count. That was the Xbox version.
I
That's the
Right.
For the
Xbox.
record.
I also hated the Xbox version.
Yes.
All right.
All right, Dallas, go
Everyone
ahead.
is.
Yeah,
You want me just to
describe
describe basic Minecraft, right?
Describe. Well, you start out basic. Describe the main point, or maybe not. The what the game is, what it's about, what you do in it, and then you can go down to what the main point of the game is, and what you're supposed to do in the
Make
game.
sure you include how you beat the game.
and your point of beating the
Yeah.
game, as far as you can tell. And we will not interrupt you until you're done.
All right. So
Okay.
in Minecraft, you are a dude that is your creation of sorts, because you can pick how he is dressed, and or she, I guess, if that's a thing. I don't know if girls play Minecraft.
No one on the
Yes.
internet's
Yeah,
a girl. No one on the internet's a girl.
All right. Jordan's girlfriend plays, so there must be girl characters at some point that you have. Wanted to make one.
There's a few YouTubers as
Nope,
well.
nope, Jerry. We must be quiet now.
All right. So, anyways, that was just a
Right.
joke. Anyways, so.
Well, you're fucking wrong, Dallas. So shut the fuck up and kill yourself.
So, and then you're living in this blocky world where everything is blocks. And the blocks, you can take them down and you get materials. You can combine the materials to make more things, like weapons and armor, and houses and stuff like that. Oh, who's that?
Somebody's back.
Spencer's
You entered
here.
the channel.
Answer.
Spencer.
Dallas is
Spencer.
trying to describe Minecraft as best as he can.
Without
no.
You can't
anybody-
say anything.
I'm not allowed
podcast.
to say anything.
Yeah, this
Not
is a
allowed to say
game.
anything.
Yep.
And we're in the podcast.
Yeah.
I
Well,
figured
he
that.
probably figured it out.
So, and then when you're creating things, you use them for whatever they're used for. So, like a house you would use to live in, you would have, that's where your base thing would be. And you would have a bed. And I know that's where you spawn if you set a spawn point to a bed, I think. And then the goal of the game, I guess, is to beat the dragon thing at the end of the place called the Nether, maybe? And you have to use certain pearl things to get to him. How wrong was I?
That was actually
Okay, you
that
weren't
was
that
actually
wrong.
really close to someone
Yes.
who's never
Can
played
I
the game
correct you?
completely before.
No,
You go ahead.
The only
Jordan
thing
can.
that was really off is the Ender Dragon, as it is called, you fucking noob,
Ugh.
is it's not at the end of the Nether. It is through a portal that you find in the real world. You
There's-
find that portal by killing monsters called Endermen, which are basically Slenderman, and you collect their souls. You cook them into Ender eyes.
This is
And
this
then
is very
They
abstract.
show you the way.
No, you don't
Jordan.
cook them. You
Jo-
craft them with
It's
blazing.
basically
crafting,
the most
crafting,
complicated
sorry.
part of the game. That makes no
Y-
sense.
Dallas, I'll try to
Captain was
explain
blazing
the main process going through this game for you. You were pretty close, actually. The way you make a character is you actually design your own character's skin and upload it. It's not like choosing clothing and stuff.
Oh,
Although you can leather armor you can dye to overlay on top of your player's skin, but your player has a default skin when you're not wearing anything that you can create yourself or take someone else's, which is what we'd like to do. But the main point of the game, I guess, once you get far enough, you can find diamonds, and you use those diamonds to make
like a diamond.
a diamond pickaxe, and you use that diamond pickaxe. This is going to be very linear, by the way, if you want to just beat the game. You can use that diamond pickaxe to mine stuff called obsidian, and the only way to find obsidian is to pour
Put
water
water
over.
on lava.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And
I know
it
how to make
takes,
obsidian
yep, and you can
in real
mine
life.
obsidian. And when you put obsidian in I think it's a 5 by a 5 by 4.
Or by
5. I think it's 5 by 4.
Yeah,
5 tall by 4 wide.
it's
It's 5 tall by 4 wide, and it's a 2
Wait,
by.
wait, wait. Does it matter what the length
but the
is?
entry is
5 tall and
Well,
4 wide.
actually,
What's the
it doesn't
other
even matter
dimension?
anymore. They
I
updated
won.
it. It can pretty much be any size. It's basically a square. Any square bigger than a 2 by 2 made out of obsidian, you would light it on fire, and it'll take you to a portal to hell, which is basically the Nether. The Nether and
The
the
Nether,
It's
overworld-
actually,
which
I
is
would say,
basically
it's
hell.
the Nether, which is basically hell. But
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Dumbass. Fucking noob.
And the Nether is a dangerous place if you don't know what you're doing, and if you do know what you're doing,
Probably a
you can.
dangerous place if you do know it.
Well,
Tell 'em about
Spencer's
zombie
died.
pigmen.
Spencer's died.
There's
in
one
the
more thing
Nether.
I forgot to say.
What?
You know
definitely
the
died in
speed run,
that.
you throw beds on the dragon and they explode.
Yeah. Beds explode in the Nether and in the end, so you can't respawn in those places. You can only respawn in the main world.
So you throw beds on the dragon and he dies.
Well, that's technically the fastest way to kill him if you speedrun. Dallas saw the speedrun for Minecraft, but
I didn't see it, I just heard about it.
all right.
Close
no, but I've heard about it. Never mind. Anyway, once you get to the Nether, you have to find certain structures that are sparsely separated around the Nether. And Minecraft is an infinitely generated terrain. Even after you get to the edge of the world, which is I think 30 million blocks away, terrain
That's
still
a lot.
terrain still generates. It just becomes fake, which means you can fall right through it and die. But if you were to run to the edge of the world, I think when it was only 15 million, it would take you. I'd have to look it up. If you were before the sprinting was added to the game, and by the way, this is an indie game, and it constantly gets updated to newer things.
like it's
And
still in beta
very
as of
it's
right
very
now, and
it's not in beta, no. Dang it. So I don't even know what that was. I didn't budge anything. That was weird. All right, I got disconnected from my internet. I don't know if my last recording saved. It probably did, but
If not, I haven't, so.
yeah. Anyway, what was I gonna say? There's places in the Nether called Nether Fortresses, and what you do at Nether Fortresses is there's certain enemies that only spawn in Nether Fortresses. Main enemies that spawn in the Nether, and why this is such a dangerous place, there is passive enemies there called zombie pigmen, and they will not attack you unless you hit one of them. And if you hit one of them, all of them will attack you. With anyone within a nearby area will just swarm on you, and they're I think they're one of the most powerful enemies in the game.
Yeah, they can like two-shot you in full diamond almost.
Yeah, the most powerful
Well,
enemies in the
that's
game
if they have like
are
enchants and stuff.
And this is not pertaining to beating the game.
Wait, is the dragon stronger than them?
Yes, but the dragon sucks. The AI sucks.
The dragon's actually pretty lame. When you fight him, he can only hit you if you're not paying attention, because he has to get really close to you to hit you.
He can knock you out of the world.
All right. I'm getting off track. At Nether Fortresses, you can find something called well, what
Blazes.
you really need to do, you can find enemies called blazes, and they shoot fireballs at you. And contrary to ghasts, which are also in the Nether, those shoot fireballs at you that explode. And the blazes just shoot fireballs at you that light you on fire. And ghasts are giant, square, have tentacles,
Babies.
and sound like babies.
Hell.
They sound like babies. They go. That was actually a really good impression. I like that. And blazes just shoot fire
They're like
at you.
third most annoying sound in the world.
So you can only find blazes in Nether Fortresses, and they'll spawn there randomly. And the way mobs spawn in the game is they have to be a certain distance away from you when they spawn, so you have to kind of walk around to find things. And you can also find spawners that spawn stuff, which is one block in the game that will spawn mobs around it when you are close enough. Ow, I just stabbed myself in the finger with my box knife because I'm dumb. That hurt. Anyway.
You idiot. I'll be over with my first aid.
Paper cut, but with a sharp metal object. Alright.
So it's a sharp metal object cut.
I shanked myself. Anyway.
Elijah, can I come in now?
Oh gosh. Kiss my boo-boo.
Too far.
Make it better. It's gonna take like 1,000,000 mommy kisses to make it better.
What's that from?
That's from Team Star.
I don't remember that.
Is that better now?
He switched bodies. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
Oh.
Blazes will drop an item called blaze rods, and you can turn that into blaze powder. And that's what you have to craft with ender pearls. You have to craft blaze powder with ender pearls to make something called an Eye of Ender. And what those things do is you can actually throw them, and they will lead you to the nearest portal that'll take you to the dragon. There's only 3 portals in a world, and they are within, I think, 1,000 blocks from where you spawn at when you initially join the game. So, or at 1,000 to 2,000 blocks from there. So what you do is you need to gather up enough ender pearls and turn it into enough Eye of Enders, and you would throw one, and it'll lead you towards it'll just go in a direction for like 10 or 20 blocks and then drop or explode. And if it drops, you can pick it back up, and if it explodes, it's gone. So you kind of want to be careful about how many you throw.
So you're just screwed.
Yeah, you kind of want to be shrewd about your throwing of the Eyes of Ender. And eventually, when you get close enough to the portal, the eye will travel underground. Like, it'll go down through the earth rather than in a direction, north, south, east, or west. It'll just head straight down. And that's when you would normally dig down, and you will find a place called a stronghold. And the stronghold holds somewhere in the stronghold, which is like a giant maze of insanity, will be the Ender Portal. And the Ender Portal is basically...
Well, it's the end portal.
It has a bunch of blocks that cannot break surrounding it that you would right-click, or you would place Eye of Enders on there to activate the portal. It needs 12 Eye of Enders to activate it, but usually there's already some filled in. So once the portal is activated, you can walk through, and you go through the end, or to the end, and that's where you will fight the dragon. And the dragon flies high up above the place. And he actually, if he runs into any blocks you place, he will delete them. If you place down a bunch of dirt, he'll fly right through it, and the dirt will be gone. Pretty much any block that's not naturally in the end, he can destroy. Almost any block. Shut up. It hurt. Is it a she? Is it even a she, or are you basing it off of what someone calls it?
I think I'm basing it off of the Minecraft crackers.
They call it Glydia. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's a
Glydia.
dragon, and there's a bunch of obsidian pillars with crystals on top, and that regenerates the dragon's health. So you have to
shoot those.
You either have to punch
Arrows.
all of those, and they explode when they break. So you usually want to shoot them. So you either have to shoot all of those and then start killing the dragon,
Beware of creepers.
shoot enough of those that you can do enough damage to the dragon without it regenerating health. And the dragon will fly around, and if you hit it, it'll turn around and fly away, and then it'll swoop around and come back. Or it'll get close enough that you can smack it with a sword to do more damage, depending on, what sword you have.
don't want to get in that close.
Yeah. And if it hits you, it'll usually do a good chunk of your health and damage. But
And send you flying back.
But Minecraft health is kind of strange, and you regenerate health, but only when you are full of food.
Yeah.
So
Makes
you cannot.
sense.
Oh, this water tastes nasty. I hate city water. I don't even know if that's what this is. All right, so
I
and
think
then
it's probably
once you
well
beat
water.
the dragon, it freezes in midair, and like a bunch of sparks shine out of it, and it not sparks. Kind of like it looks like a ray.
Powders.
It makes a weird sound, and it moans, and it like disintegrates, and a bunch of lights shoot out, or beams rather, and then a portal appears on the ground, and then
Then an egg appears.
when you go in the portal, you win, and you get a big long text story
there's
that
an
you
egg.
can that you can skip through. Yeah, the dragon also drops an egg, but as there's the egg does nothing. It's a trophy. That's
You can put
Minecraft
it
was
on
a
your
lot
beacon.
more in depth of an explanation on how you beat the game than Big Brother was.
Oh, and the wither.
The Wither is an after game thing. It's a lot harder of a boss,
Okay.
and it's a lot harder to you have to spawn a Wither by collecting things. It's a process.
Heads.
It's a process.
That takes
It's
hours
difficult.
upon hours upon millions of hours.
not actually.
I've never done it.
Yes,
I've done it a
because
few
those-
times, but
Those skulls never fucking drop. What are you talking about?
I
How can
I
you do
know.
that?
I don't want to
No,
get
that's-
I don't want to get in depth in this, but I will.
I do.
All right, so
Fuck
you
you.
have a I think you have a 1 in 100 chance of a Wither skeleton, which also spawn in nether fortresses. They are 3 blocks tall, so you can actually block off 2 blocks, and they can't walk to you. If you have, they have a 1 in 100 chance of dropping one of their heads, and you need 3 of the heads to spawn a Wither, and the Wither is
So
a
you
super
need to kill
strong.
300 of them in theory.
If the odds are in your favor, but if
No,
you
that would
have
just be
if you
the
have
odds.
if you have a sword, and you can enchant items for different things, makes things stronger against certain things, or have special abilities. You can enchant a sword with something called looting, and it's kind of random right now on the enchants. I think actually I'm not sure if 1.8 is out
there-
yet, but it's a
I
little
don't think it
less
is.
random.
I think it's on 1.9 still.
1.7.
Or 1.7.9.
Anyway,
Something like that.
you can get an enchantment on a sword called looting, and what it does is it makes rare drops drop more often, and it makes normal drops drop twice as up to 3 times as much. So you would, instead of like killing a cow and getting 2 raw beef, you would get up to 6. So basically,
And
you would
11.
have a 3 in 100 chance of getting a wither skeleton to drop a head. So potentially out of every 30 to 40 wither skeletons you kill, you'd get a head. And because I am stupid and had too much time on my hands, I took another fortress, mapped out the spawning area for wither skeletons, dug out that entire area 4 blocks tall, and just a big giant square of that spawning area for the nether fortress, and half slabbed out everything that wither skeletons could not spawn on, because if you half slab something, it's just half slab is half a block. Mobs can't spawn on half blocks. So wither skeletons could spawn on every space, as with every other mob that can spawn down there. And I think I've got 2 withers. The point of a wither is to get the drop from it, which is a nether star, and you can craft that into a beacon, which is like a beacon,
This is
but
so in depth.
oh yeah, I'm
OP.
sorry. I said I didn't want to do this. A beacon gives you power-ups if you're in a general radius of it. But that's
It's very helpful.
when I started
We
playing
used it
this
to help
game,
clear off the mountain.
I played this game for a little bit, and then I spent like 2 days reading everything I could about it on the wiki, and I
Here's
learned
the
everything
thing.
about the
I
game.
liked Minecraft until it got so complicated that it's stupid.
If you try to play Minecraft now, there's just so much stuff in it.
That's
It
kind of
has
reasons I
beautiful
stopped.
like the
simplicity when
grindiness
it's
Is
really
if
of
you
it.
don't stay committed to it, then you just get out of the loop, and then it's
Mhm.
kind of like,
Yep.
which is
I
how I
kinda,
feel
the
now.
thing
I
that really
like some of
sucks
the
is,
stuff
like,
that they've
we've
added.
gotten to the point in Minecraft where, like, I like the direction that Minecraft's going. Oh yeah, I was gone. I like the direction that Minecraft
We
is
know.
going. Like where it's getting like more and more
Hey,
cool.
Blake.
Like before Minecraft was cool, but now it's like you're really seeing what you could do
Hey,
with
Blake.
the Minecraft platform. But the thing that sucks is that because it's getting better, you have to have a better computer. And I know that's kind of like
Blake.
not that big of a deal. I'm ignoring you because you're interrupting me.
No,
I love you.
you missed me trying to describe Minecraft. I know I'd be
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to
that's
describe
pretty
Big
great.
Brother.
I want to try and describe something.
Okay.
Let's name
Describe
something
Yu-Gi-Oh.
like this
Okay,
about
hold
to
on.
watch about.
Hey.
But before, like, so before on my old computer, I was running Windows XP, which is, I mean, that's really the only thing. Like, like people don't realize how much Windows XP is still around, and a lot of people have it. And if you want to play like a bunch
It's
of the
pretty
mod
good,
packs
I
with-
think.
the thing is, like, if you want to play a bunch of mod packs with Minecraft, you have to have like 2 gigs of RAM plus. XP can only do 4 gigs of RAM, which means you have to get Windows 7. And now it's like to run Windows 7, you have to have a decent computer, and they're not cheap.
Mod packs is an entirely different thing. It's a reason Minecraft was so popular because the sandbox, the modding ability for it. People can customly add a bunch of stuff, but what we were talking about is the main game, and what Blake's talking about is a mod pack, which is still awesomely fun. But I haven't played Minecraft in a while because I just don't have a lot of free time anymore.
Yeah, like I like Minecraft. It's fun to. It was really fun last year when we did all the crazy stuff like with like Minecraft and whatnot. But like I just think that vanilla Minecraft, I haven't played it enough to really like it. I played so many mod packs that like I haven't played vanilla Minecraft at all.
All right, Blake, do you want to try to describe something?
Yes.
What do you want? Do you want us to give you a list of options to describe?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I think Blake, have you ever played an RPG?
What's an
a
RPG?
role-play video game?
Let's have him describe
Have you
Final
ever
Fantasy.
played a Pokemon game?
Final Fantasy.
No, I haven't.
Do you want to try to describe either
Hearts.
Yu-Gi-Oh the card game, Pokemon the video game, or well, it has to be something he's heard a lot about but has never played himself. And Dallas and
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I talk a lot about Pokemon,
The thing
and
is,
you guys talk a lot about Yu-Gi-Oh.
oh god, so I have to do
And
Final
you-
Fantasy.
Or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon.
Or if you have something else, you can try to do that. But
But if I have something else, wouldn't it like not be fair?
well, if you can think of something that you've never actually had experience with, but you hear people talk about all the time, you can try to describe it.
Give us what you're thinking of, Blake, so we can tell you if that's okay to do.
I'm gonna attempt Final Fantasy because when I was at
Alright.
camp, there was a lot of people that talked about it, but I never like paid attention. So
All right, here we go.
there's
All right,
there's
I
one
haven't played
there's-
much Final Fantasy either.
Oh god, there's one thing though, and this is gonna be really funny. The one thing that stands out with Final Fantasy, and I know, and I'm gonna butcher this.
Oh yeah,
name
we're
too.
not allowed to interrupt you
I
when
do
you're
want to
describing the
clarify
game.
something, Blake, before you start trying to describe
Ah!
it. Are you going to talk about old Final Fantasy or new Final Fantasy?
He doesn't know the
I don't
fucking
know,
difference, Dallas. Shut up.
Are you going to talk about a certain Final Fantasy game or Final Fantasy as a franchise?
I'm just gonna talk about Final Fantasy.
All
It's
right.
all right.
Actually, I'd probably be better off with Kingdom Hearts, but I'll attempt Final Fantasy.
If you want to
Okay.
do Kingdom Hearts, I'm okay with that.
I'm not gonna do Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I'm good
I
with
know-
that.
I know
Alright.
nothing about it. Okay, so like, Final Fantasy. Well,
You could also do the Elder Scrolls.
no, screw that.
Can I help
It's
Blake
way too
because
much.
I don't know
No.
anything about Final Fantasy either.
Yeah, you can both try to describe it.
No,
Alright,
it's an
Jordan,
RPG.
you
There, I
had
did my
more
part.
experience.
It's an
Okay.
RPG.
Okay,
Alright,
so
that's
I know
fine.
that I know Final Fantasy.
Fan-
Final
Anal
fantasy.
fantasy.
There we
Anal
go.
fantasy.
Anal fantasy.
I would just, yeah, I was gonna say, I'd just like to point out,
Confirmed here.
no interrupting. I still haven't started describing it yet. It's been like
bad.
almost 5 minutes now.
My
No,
display
anyway,
shut off on my
so,
computer.
Final Fantasy. The only thing that I can remember that's significant
Like, piss
about
people off and
and
say
it's
it
only
sucks.
because his name. Shut up.
Okay. That was just my one suggestion.
The only thing I can remember about it, like that's significant to me, was the guy that made the game, and all I know is that his name was Hironobu Sakaguchi.
All right.
Is that-
I'm glad I didn't know that, but
And that's it. That's all we know.
All right, Blake. What?
I know that it's a shut up. I know that it's a game. It was
Right.
it is Nintendo, right? Is it Nintendo?
We're not allowed to tell. We're not.
correct you.
No. Okay.
We're not allowed to tell until you're done. You have to describe.
Okay. No. Okay, I remember about
is-
Final Fantasy was like I think they came out in order. There was something I couldn't remember if it was like there was a game series that like it never came out in order. Like 5, 6, and 7 came out before like 2 and 3 or something.
Star Wars.
No, not Star Wars.
I
Knew you're talking.
was like,
Tim.
generally that's Star Wars.
So,
All right, keep on going.
oh god. There's some like is it a every time I think of Final
No
Fantasy,
questions.
I think of let me just keep babbling. Don't interrupt me. So I always think of just like for some reason I associate Final Fantasy with Kingdom Hearts, even though they're probably not. Like when I watched, I think it was Final Fantasy 7.
Actually,
you could get the
Shut up,
Jerry.
you could get the you could get the PSP
God
like
damn it,
movie
Jerry.
thing. And all I remember from it was like there was these. I'm just gonna do the most generic description of this. So all I remember is from the very beginning. It started out. I'm assuming that there was like a, either a battle or some sort of extraterrestrial force before that was like had caused like a lot of hardships or something. Because all I remember from that movie from like the PSP, I think it was Final Fantasy 7, that there was some characters.
It's funny because
they were
Final
all
Fantasy
they were
VII
all
is
animal
basically a
characters.
movie anyway.
Okay, you're still interrupting.
I'm making Dallas. mad.
Okay, so I just remember it was like these
I
anime
listened to that
characters. There was
too.
one of them that had a really big sword, and they were all fighting. And like the very beginning of the movie started out, it was like they were like riding through a bunch of mountains on like these like Tron-looking motorcycles, and then there was a bunch of like storyline stuff and like really lovey, sappy stuff about the game that I don't care about.
Stupid
And at the
shit.
very end, there was like this really big battle between, I'm assuming, the main antagonist and like the hero, which I have no clue what their names were, but all I know is they were wearing like a really long cloak-looking outfits, and one of them had a giant sword.
Dick.
Yes.
You meant dick.
There's, oh god, I don't remember. Oh, there was a guy
Literally
named Sid.
the biggest.
Yes, I remember. There was a guy. There was a guy. It's like his name was Sid. I know it. There's a guy named Sid. That's all I can remember. There was. I also remember. God, my memory sucks. like Legend of Zelda. Like when you played the game on like the old consoles, it looked like that. Like it had that layout where it looked like you're watching the character above, and everything was all pixely. Kind of because it's how every Nintendo game started out. And then you couldn't get guns. Final Fantasy didn't have any of the Disney characters in it. That was Kingdom Hearts.
Good job.
It was just. I always associate the two. I don't know why. And then there was.
I know why.
I know why.
Be
And I'm a
quiet.
stupid dumbass that doesn't know anything, so
We
I'm
think,
impressed with myself.
There was like a dream scene in the Final Fantasy. I'm really just going off of my Final Fantasy 7 memories.
That's
I don't know-
fine.
I don't know anything about Final Fantasy. All I know is that a lot of people like it, and that it's a game that has to do with fighting.
And
I'm
it's a terrible
assuming since
game,
it's
and nobody should ever play it.
I'm assuming since
They went all the
since
viewers.
it's the yes, I'm assuming because of the fantasy part of it, that something had fantasy like I don't
And
know.
it was finalized.
Are you?
Yes.
And it was finalized.
Okay. Are you good?
No,
Okay.
keep going.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out everything I can.
It's like, I'm
before
just
I
gonna
stop.
dig this hole deeper. Don't you worry.
I don't even remember what he said so far.
I'm gonna keep going. Didn't they make like 14 versions or something?
No, don't ask questions.
I think they did make. It's either 14 or 15. I can't remember. All I remember is 14. They might have made a 15. I don't know. Sold in the millions, probably.
Let me know when you're done, Blake.
Yeah, I really want to make a comment about that 14 games thing.
This is brilliant. This is the best so far.
I remember something about a castle too. I don't know why. Was it? Oh, there was Castle in the Sky. That's significant for some reason. I don't know why.
I've never even played this. I've never even played this game.
I think there's guns. I think there's guns in it. Can't remember. There might be. Maybe there was a giant sword.
You mean dick?
I don't freaking know. Oh, wait. Okay, I do remember there was a thing about like Final Fantasy and whatnot. It was like when you play the game, it's all like dreamy for some. Like I don't know, like you just feel like you're in a dream and whatnot because like the people have. I'm smooth too and creamy, and like people have like powers. Like I think you could have like dark magic or something.
I'm gonna figure
like
that out when we go to college.
And then people could like cast spells maybe, I don't know. And then what else do I remember? Oh, everyone had really big eyes because they were anime characters. I probably sound like I'm high when I'm describing this.
No, keep going. You're good.
No.
And then
You're doing fine.
And
You're
then
doing good, buddy. You're doing good.
Well, they were all anime
like
characters
a
because they're
retarded
Japanese. Some of them had like blue hair, and I'm gonna just make the assumption that because they have blue hair and it's Japanese anime, they probably had blue pubes. And then,
all right,
I've seen enough hentai.
Accurate
What's going on
assumption.
here.
accurate assumption.
and then, I can't remember. I don't think there was animals. I don't think there's
No animals in the universe. Okay.
No, I don't think there's any animals.
Thanks for that one, Blake.
I'll be right back.
And then, what else can I remember before I stop talking?
Was there only one big sword in the game?
No, I think there was a couple of big swords.
Oh,
Okay.
I bet there were a couple of big dicks.
I think there was small. There was small.
So you're talking
Well-
about you're still talking about Final Fantasy VII, right? It's Final Fantasy VII now.
The Final Fantasy, like all I can remember is stuff about Final Fantasy VII. As for the plot of the game itself, I have no clue. I'm not even gonna try.
You've been trying pretty hard. You've been doing a good job.
You've been trying pretty damn hard
Well, I
to
mean,
make something out of
good-
this shithole.
good is relative.
Good is relative to Jordan.
I believe Jordan has no opinion on Final Fantasy, and he just wants to piss off people.
Oh
Is there
no,
a
it's a terrible
character
fucking
named
game. It's
Moogle?
awful. What are you talking about? I have
Was there
no
a-
opinion on Final
Was
Fantasy.
there
What? What'd you say, Blake?
was there like a character named Moogle or something, or like a? Because I like.
You sure you're not
okay,
thinking about Club Penguin?
No, there was a thing like Moogle, or like I don't know if it was a character or if it was like a thing in the game or something.
Alright, is Blake done yet?
I only remember Moogle because of Mogul, and I don't know why I
Club Penguin?
associate those. But like I think of Moogles. I think that's in the game. Is there a thing called Moogles? I don't know.
Are you?
Depends. Are you done?
Blake
You know,
Staff.
I'm just
Blake Staff. Blake
I'm just gonna
Staff.
call it now.
Damn.
All right.
No,
Staff.
no! I remember. No, okay. So I
God
remember
damn
at the
it.
very end of the game. I remember at the very end of the movie, there was something to do with like a crystal, which would
Okay.
which would make sense
Okay,
because
now we
I
can
think
staff.
the game. I think the game was about like getting crystals of power or something, and like
That's Sonic,
saving
Blake.
power from the
That's
universe.
Sonic.
No, not Sonic. If I was describing, okay, Sonic would have been a good one too because I had no clue about
I
Sonic
think
either.
Blake's described every
Don't
video
worry, neither
game
do
so
we.
far.
Blake, you've tried so hard, and you've come so far, but in the end, just shut the fuck up, okay?
Just stop.
Are you? No,
I'm
I
just
want to. Are you good?
I'm gonna call
You wanna
it
keep
now.
going?
Actually,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna call it.
Dallas, you
All
know
right.
the most about Final Fantasy, I believe. Would
All right,
you
you wanna
like
go
to
with this one
correct
then?
Blake?
Blake,
Alright,
you're a dumbass.
so
okay,
basically-
Dallas, now explain
What do
Final
you mean
Fantasy.
correct me? You don't correct me. Inform me.
I don't
Alright,
know anything
so-
about. I don't know hardly anything about the
Basically,
game
you're
either.
talking mostly about the Final Fantasy VII movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no clue about the plot.
So-
I was just talking about 7.
Every game, the Final Fantasy series, which by the way, there's more than 14.
There is?
It started out. Okay, let's start with the Nintendo thing. It is not owned by Nintendo. It's owned by Square Enix,
Which
used to be
also
known as
makes-
SquareSoft.
which also
However,
makes
at the
Kingdom
time that
Hearts.
They started making games. They produced on the NES and the SNES because that was the major console.
Yeah, that's what the top-down view was from like Final Fantasy
Yes.
3, I believe, or 4.
For Final Fantasy 1 through 6.
What
top
was the
down.
what was the big Final Fantasy game back then? Was it 3 or 4?
I don't know. All of them were good.
I don't
Well,
think
I
I
think
said it
4
was.
was the biggest
I don't
one.
think I said
4.
it was owned by Nintendo. All I remember is
Yeah,
just
you
it was
did.
popular on Nintendo.
You said something about being owned by Nintendo.
Well,
No, I said all I remember is that like I remember when you played the old games, they kind of remind you of like the Legend of Zelda kind of
You
deal.
did say
Like,
you
they had
thought it
that
might be
look.
owned by Nintendo, though.
Yeah, you did.
Well, they
Did
did.
I?
They played on
Yes,
Nintendo
so-
consoles.
Anyways, the reason you're associating with Kingdom Hearts is because it's made by the same company, and Final Fantasy characters appear in Kingdom Hearts. But that has nothing to do with their Final Fantasy.
I like how you
importance.
described Leon, Ethroth, and Cloud.
I described
Nice.
none of those.
You decided
Yes, you did. But
So
you
who
didn't
was
know who you were talking about.
who was Sid?
Yes, you did.
Sid
Dallas.
is a cool guy, and that's
Sid's
about all
the
I know
computer.
about him.
Sid.
I don't know any of
Knew
the
it.
plots. I don't know most of the plots to most of the Final Fantasy games, but basically, here's a list of Final Fantasy games. You have Final Fantasy 1 through 10, then you have 10-2, then you have 11 and 12, and then you have 13, then you have 13 Part 2, and then you have 13 Lightning Returns, then you have 14, and 15's coming out soon.
Oh man, so he was right
Then
on
there's
the number
also
of
the Final
games.
Fantasy Tactic games, and then there's the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicle games, and then there's the basically, other than the main series Final Fantasy games, I'm talking with my hands, but nobody can see me.
I thought there was only 7 main series. I'm far off.
There is a ton of Final Fantasy games. I'm pretty sure there is 25 at least. That's not exaggerating.
I guess I
25
remember
Final Fantasies.
7 was a big one and 4 was a big one. That people.
Probably the biggest ones were obviously 1 because 1 was the first one. 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, and 13.
All right, Dallas. Who
So-
had the big sword?
Cloud.
Yes.
Cloud.
Remember that
Think-
name.
Well, that's
That's-
Loud Cleon and
Cleon.
Loud Cleon and Loud
Cloud, Leon.
Cloud Leon.
Leon
and
is from Final
Sephiroth.
Fantasy VIII, and Blake doesn't know anything about Final Fantasy VIII, so he doesn't know anything about that. And then Sephiroth.
comes after 7.
Sephiroth was the other person with the big sword.
It does, right?
Sephiroth? I remember that name, actually. Like, all these names are coming back to me, but...
Also, Sephiroth is extremely cool. Barry knows that.
He is.
Is Martha
He is very
Roy
hard
in
to beat.
it?
No, that's
Who-
fine.
You know what would make him cooler?
So
If he
who's-
wasn't in Final Fantasy,
What
a
about
shitty game.
Ike?
Is there a main character
also
for
fire.
who's the main character for 7?
Cloud.
Cloud is?
I really hope I'm not screwing that up. Final Fantasy
Oh,
It doesn't
and
matter because it's a bad game and nobody cares.
7. Shut up, Jordan. I'll kill you.
Bring it, bitch. Sonic 06 is so superior to every Final Fantasy game.
I will murder you.
Yeah, take me on? Huh?
Yeah, Cloud Strife. I was right.
Cloud Strife plays the main character in a terrible game series. Okay, go.
Every game is a new world and new characters, so it's basically non-related.
Shitty
except
world
for the
and shitty
games that are
characters.
like,
Got it.
I'm going to kick Jordan right now.
Uh,
I
Jordan,
don't hear any arguments.
There we go.
he did. Jordan's never
been
even.
kicked.
Jordan's never even played a Final Fantasy game before.
He hates RPGs.
I know nothing about Final Fantasy.
Has Jordan's never played Pokemon?
Yeah, he's never played Pokemon. He hates Pokemon too.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Anyways, Final Fantasy. It's an RPG, so basically it's go around, you kill things, you will gain levels, you buy equipment, so you can get stronger, so you can kill stronger things, and then you use those stronger
Don't you buy
things
them
to get
for
more
moves?
equipment. And you keep going over this until you get to the final boss and kill him. And
Now,
that applies for every Final Fantasy game.
What kind of RPG is this? Is this like a turn-based
A
thing?
shitty one.
It depends on the game. A
Oh,
lot of them are turn-based, where your speed determines the order of battle. Final Fantasy VII went to the system where a bar charges, and then you can attack when your bar is fully charged. Final Fantasy 13, you got to like customize your moves and stuff, and then you had paradigm shifts, so you could change your class of sorts in the middle of a battle, and you could actually run around during the battle and fight.
Mm-hmm.
So it really just depends on the game that you're playing, but they're all a little bit different, and they're all really cool.
So what was the most outrageous thing Blake said about Final Fantasy VII you can remember?
I think he said it was a good game once. That was pretty stupid.
The most outrageous thing Blake said was everything he was saying was about the Final Fantasy VII movie. Oh, one thing I forgot to say. Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus is a thing that exists, and that's where Blake got the gun thing from. That is the only Final Fantasy game with guns, I believe. Or no, Final Fantasy 13 has.
I thought I was talking about Leon.
No, that's a gunblade. Different.
It's different.
Leon
Because
shoots
Blake knows
fireballs.
the difference.
Leon shoots fireballs. Dirge of Cerberus, you shoot bullets.
I know, which is pretty BA.
It is.
Blake.
Whenever you face him in the first Kingdom Hearts.
Elijah, between you and me, I stopped listening a long time ago.
Is it because Final Fantasy is a bad game?
No, it's because I had to go pee.
I'm gonna say it's because Final Fantasy is a bad game.
You should have brought your tablet with you.
All right, let's have Jordan describe something he doesn't know about.
Jordan,
Okay.
Jordan, I'm gonna think of something for Jordan. Actually, I'm gonna have him describe it. Let me think of
You
something.
should
I
describe
told you
Pokemon.
straight porn. I'm decent at Pokemon, so that's probably a bad idea.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
I watched
He
my
knows-
ex play Pokemon a lot.
Oh, okay.
Let me think of something. I can think of something good. I know it.
What it's
Yeah.
like to be in a successful relationship.
No, that'd be Blake.
All right.
had
What
two.
it's
My
like. What
relationships
is
have both lasted 3 years and 1 year. So
with your father?
Oh, having a father. How about that one, Jordan?
okay.
Oh God.
That took a turn for the worse really quickly.
That's terrible.
That was cold.
This
Like your
So
soul,
was saying
but...
Final Fantasy sucks.
Jeez.
That was good though.
Jeez, Dallas. You jerk.
That's the punishment for saying Final Fantasy sucks.
I mean,
But
I said
it
it.
does suck.
I said it
Mine
before.
was true. It wasn't
mean-
a joke.
I mean, I said it
It's a
before
terrible
Dallas,
game.
but everyone heard Dallas say it, so he's the worst.
Yeah, Dallas is the fucking worst because
I
he
know, I
plays
took it
shitty
from
games
watching.
like Final Fantasy.
I don't even play Final Fantasy. I just know a lot about it.
But
The
he
It's a
problem
bad
is, like, I'm
game.
having trouble like thinking of like a broad topic or like just a specific thing that he can describe.
Oh.
like oh god, I can't think of anything.
if you want,
Being
Blake,
kind.
we skipped over something I skipped over something I wanted to talk about because you weren't here. So something recently happened online.
Oh, but I wanted to do my thing.
Well, okay,
Fuck you.
you can do your thing.
Okay,
What's your
but
thing?
Nobody's
Go
thinking
ahead.
of anything.
No,
Guys,
go ahead.
Come on, let's pull our resources here, and come on, let's think of something.
What does Jordan not know about?
Not
Dan doesn't know
tons.
about a lot of stuff. It's just figuring out that one thing that he
Is there
really
is
doesn't
there a
know
main
about.
movie that you've never watched? Have you ever seen Lord of the Rings?
I've
No, but
seen The
neither of any
Hobbit.
of us except Elijah.
Oh well, I didn't
And I really
realize
wanna watch The Lord
no
of the
one here
Rings
has
now.
seen Lord of the Rings, except for
Jordan?
Jerry. Jerry's seen Lord of the Rings.
I've
Oh
seen
yeah,
it.
I forgot about that.
Jordan, has Jordan seen any? Of
I'm
the,
well versed in movies.
I was gonna say what James Bond, but that's like if you
I've
know
seen
one.
James Bond.
I was gonna say if you know one, you know them all.
Uh,
So I'm not gonna ask about a specific episode.
have
Yeah,
you
you
ever?
can probably find a specific one I've never seen.
All right, Jordan, do you know anything about the World Race?
The World Race.
Yes, the TV show World Race.
I've never heard of it, so I.
He's-
oh no!
It has to be
No!
something that people
Dang
talk
it!
about, though,
Yeah.
Blake.
I've never heard of this either.
You
So,
haven't.
I don't-
It's like
it
it's
doesn't
like
work.
Survivor, but except you race around the world.
You mean the Amazing Race?
Yeah,
Jordan-
did I say World Race? Amazing Race. Yes, you know about the Amazing Race?
Oh yeah, I know a lot about the Amazing Race.
Okay.
Thanks,
that's-
Blake.
okay.
Thanks for
Sorry,
fucking that up.
Wrong name.
Do you know a
Dumbass.
lot about this thing I don't know about?
What about? So if you know about the Amazing Race, you probably know
Wait.
about Survivor.
I love Survivor. That's fun. It's a great
Let's
know, I
show.
love
not
Survivor too.
let's not do reality TV. Actually, no. Jordan, have you ever seen Say Yes to the Dress?
Doctor Who.
I have, unfortunately.
19 kids
Have him
and counting.
describe Doctor
Oh
Who.
yeah, What about Doctor Who?
But how many of us know anything about Doctor Who outside
Jerry.
of Jerry?
How many of us care?
Well,
Exactly.
I don't
Only
know.
Joe.
I was about to say,
I don't know if anyone ever cared about Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
I
but it was
did.
funny
Oh.
describing it.
But see, here's the thing.
I'm joking.
If I describe Doctor Who, I promise you, all I will say is it's a shitty show with a shitty fan base.
You
There, I
already did, so
described
that's
Doctor
good.
Who, so there you go. Jerry, don't correct me, 'cause I don't care.
Can I ask him to describe like
'Cause I'm right.
what an
in
island
detail. It has to be in detail.
That was detail.
If we don't have anything, we could come back to it later.
How about the
If-
Music Man?
If you want to roost over it.
I do want to roost over it because I want to find something good for him.
Hey Blake, do you want to talk about something that happened online recently that's a big freaking deal everywhere?
No.
Is it that big freaking deal that happened to be exactly 466 megabytes that I downloaded and uploaded to the server?
Well, you know, I mean, if you got
Yep.
a full thing, it'd be more like a gig. But
That's true though.
Kitties.
the source of all the friction sores on my penis.
Oh,
Yeah. Those.
so me,
Yes.
I happen.
Blake,
Yeah.
although the source on your penis, though, Blake, those came from my mouth.
So, there's some weird
So,
sexual
yes,
undertones
soy
I'm
super.
sensing here.
Undertones? What? No, I want to fuck Blake. What undertones are you getting here? This is just straight up. This is the tone, not the undertone. This is the overtone.
Okay. Okay.
All
See, your mind speaks a few things, but
your
I get the
body's telling me
feeling
something else.
that you have some sort of attraction to
A
Blake,
hard on.
but I can't be absolutely sure.
Or me.
Well, if you want to be sure, come look at me and Blake fucking, like, right now, because that's what we're doing. Like, literally. Right now.
Blake, what
That was
happened
amazing.
It's better
online?
than Jerry.
Blake, what happened
We're
online?
recording
Crap.
a thing that's getting uploaded to the internet right now. Also 10 o'clock.
Online.
Yes, I do.
Just tell.
Oh, we have to bleep out now.
What? I muted Dallas. Just tell me when he's done talking.
He's good.
Okay, he's done talking.
All right, I'll unmute him.
Okay, so you want me to describe
All
like what happened
Blake,
recently?
Do you, what
I'm
what
gonna-
has,
I'm gonna
what has
give- I'm-
happened?
I'm gonna give you a bit of a preface to this
Okay.
story actually. So
Tits, vagina,
Ever-
ass.
back in the 1980s,
That's about
when the
it.
internet was
Oh my
first
God.
conceived,
Oh God.
In the 1980s.
the internet has been used for many things, like online emails and
Porn.
Porn.
dial-up, and I'm getting there.
Porn.
Jeez, God, you're like that idiot that sits in the movies and moans like an idiot while I'm talking. You're like that guy that sits in the movie theater and goes, "I love this part. The guy dies here," and then everyone just looks at him and wants to kill him.
I like the
Okay.
guys in the movies that are
Porn.
like that are that
So
say
the internet was invented to be a
For
utility
porn.
for porn,
porn.
basically. Okay, so let me tell my story. Jeez,
About porn.
Jordan, I hate you.
Go ahead.
I love you
Don't
too.
worry,
Let's
I
watch
hate
some
you.
porn together.
Go
So
ahead,
when we
Or make some.
when
whatever.
porn didn't exist on the internet, we had to get it in the form of
It was
Playboys,
sad because I
which
like
means
porn.
there was celebrities on it, and people wanted to see those celebrities naked. So they bought Playboys, and all they saw was just the tip. They were sad. So the internet was
Burt
being
Reynolds,
utilized for
Playgirl.
porn because then we could get anything we wanted. And before it was like, oh my God, Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, nudes of those two celebrities were everywhere. And no one cared because they were both druggies. But now we have new material in the form of Jennifer Lawrence and Kate Upton and Blair Larson and
But
who
not
other people I
Ariana
can't-
Grande.
Ariana
Matt
Grande,
McCurdy.
Jeanette
No,
McCurdy.
not her. Not her.
And recently, a guy on 4chan, who I'm assuming was probably born in
4chan
his
is the supreme ruler of the internet.
It is, though. You mess with 4chan, you mess with the balance of the time and space. So, he goes, I need bitcoins because I need money. I have nudes of celebs. Give me your money. And the internet basically began to, like, kind of self-destruct.
This guy's name was
Because-
Original Guy, by the way.
Yeah, the guy's name was Original Guy. So, he had, like, a big freaking list of just celebrities that he had nudes of, and he goes, give me your money, and people were like, we'll give you money if you give us nudes. And I think what happened was he got money, and then was just like, and then someone, I'm assuming, got on and was like, "Oh my God, this is the FBI," blah blah blah, and he was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna post all these here." It was like, I don't even care anymore, because it seemed like after a while he just started posting nudes just because he could, and
They're
people
still
were getting
releasing content.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're still releasing stuff, and people are really butthurt over it. But like, here's my philosophy about it, and this was summed up by some
Don't
celebrities
take creepy pictures of yourself.
that have had nudes posted of themselves before, and they've learned, if you don't want people to see you naked, don't take a picture of yourself naked.
And here's another
That's
thing.
kinda
Simple
complicated,
concept.
Blake.
Don't
No, it's not.
use
That's very hard.
devices you do not understand for things like this. The whole process, somebody was able to break into their iCloud accounts, which iCloud backs up all of their iPhone data unless you set it specifically not to, which obviously they can't figure that out. And so pictures and stuff.
checkbox.
And it's also iCloud data for if they've sent a picture to anyone, they could also get it from that person's iCloud data. And what someone can do is they can go to iCloud and say, I know this person's email, I know this person's name, I can answer security questions about them to access their account. And if you're a celebrity, everyone knows what like you can find out easily, what's your first car, where did you go to school, what the name of the street you lived on, that kind of thing. Siblings' names. So he was able to access, I think, 100 different accounts around there, and this is because celebrities do not
Are stupid.
They're not. You don't. People are blaming iCloud and Apple, and Apple's like, we'll look into this, and I don't think they will, and I don't care. It's not Apple's fault.
For once, I'm actually going to side with Apple on this one.
It's not Apple's
fault.
fault.
The idea of iCloud, like, I don't think backing up your data automatic. Like, if you ever get a new phone and you have that option to set up any cloud-based service, for the love of God, hit skip or do not. Like, just hit I don't want to do this. Cloud data is only cloud data is good because I use Dropbox all the time.
Yeah.
But for the love of God, don't have it
for your
don't
phone
have it back
pictures.
up automatically. Yeah, don't have it back up automatically. That's stupid. Yeah. And oh God, these celebrities.
And there's
why?
another thing. There's something called two-step verification, which takes maybe an extra 5 seconds out of your time, which is what you do when you sign into iCloud. They would send you a 4-digit PIN to your cell phone. It's called. You would sign in, and it says enter the PIN number, and you get a text. It's like, oh, that's the number, and then you type it in, and that basically prevents every form of account cracking. Besides brute force password guessing, and that would have saved all of them.
Although brute force password guessing
is
definitely viable.
It's viable, but it's a lot less unlikely than being able to guess someone's security
I can see now that passwords, I keep getting reminded by Yahoo every single day when I sign in. I think Yahoo's starting to take the message, because now when I sign in, it doesn't even give me a skip button for if I want to put in my password. I have to hit the continue button, and then in very, very tiny print, there's a skip thing. The thing is, my password's strong. It's actually not that strong, but I'm gonna let you believe that. And
why don't you tell us what it is, Blake?
Actually, it's funny. I'll give you a hint. It's used by Verizon, and that's all I'm gonna give you. And so,
purple.
I just don't understand why people don't it just seems like people don't care anymore.
What did I miss? What are you guys in the middle of talking about?
It's not Apple's fault people were able to break into iCloud.
It's really not, because Apple's just doing it the way everyone else does it. If I wanted to, I could hack into someone's email account.
They were able to get in
the exact same method.
They were able to get in with security questions about the person. If you think your account could be compromised, you set up two-step verification. You log in, it sends you a 4-digit code, text you that, and then you type that in, and it's a lot more secure. But
I was going to change my password once for Yahoo, and it was but before, if you wanted to change your password, you had to call someone and do it, because I had it happen to me. I had to call some dude in India, and he asked me a bunch of questions, and I couldn't remember any of my security stuff at all, so I had to guess twice.
I have the same.
But now it's if you want to change your password, it's what was your existing password, and it doesn't even have to be close. I've
typed in like something with a few capitals in the middle of it, and it goes, "It's close enough."
Really?
Yeah, it does. Like, cause my old password I think was like coolness. It was like COOLNESS. I don't use that anymore, but I put in like it was like I needed to change my password, so I just typed in coolness with like 2 capital O's and a capital N, and it took it. And it said it was close enough.
Case insensitive. I don't know.
It must be. I don't know, but it didn't have anything to say about it. But I know now changing your password is so much easier than it was because it's not as secure.
Did you know I looked into this? Facebook will actually let you change. You can actually hear how Facebook works. You can type in this person. You can type in email address, phone number. If you don't remember a password or you're trying to break into someone's account, you can do their Facebook page nickname, their full name, email address, or phone number, and it'll say, "Are you this person?" And you can say, "I don't have a password," and you can do password recovery, and it's like, and it gives you the option to text you your password, or like reset it through text or reset it through email, and say, "I can't do this." And what it'll do, it'll say, "All right, select 3 people in your contacts who will vouch for you, and we will give you your password."
Wow.
So if you have
that
3
actually.
people friends with someone
You just need
trying
3
to
asshole
break
friends to go with you.
trying to break into, yeah, you could get into someone's Facebook that way. I believe that's as far as I got.
As long as you have their phone number and
testing
email
this
address?
out. As
No,
long
don't
as
even
long
use
as you
that.
have their Facebook name.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
As long as you have their Facebook name and access to the and 3 people are friends with that account that are in on this cracking. And what it'll do,
try this now.
that's what I was suggesting before, but it wouldn't work because we're all not friends with said person.
Oh,
We could be.
I already know who you're talking about.
I
So-
unfriended her a while ago.
So anyway, yeah, Obama's wife.
Michelle, can we go bomb dropping today?
That
Don't
was
even.
not Obama. So Jordan,
Yeah.
did you think of anything?
I was waiting on you guys to think of something. It's really hard to think of something for yourself.
I got something for Jordan,
Let's
and
hear it.
it's probably not going to be that good, but this topic is for Jordan because I love him. Jordan,
I love you
for the
too.
people,
Yeah.
describe diving.
Yes.
I like
Actually,
this
no. This may turn out very bad,
one. No, it turned out.
but it
it'll
has
turn
to be
out
accurate and
so
it can't
good.
be biased. It can't be biased.
All right,
Yeah,
how
it's
good
gonna
of
be
a
totally
Jordan?
biased.
It's gonna be
in-
biased.
Jordan.
You can't stop
in your
that.
professional
Yeah, it's gonna be
experience,
biased.
how
Do you realize
much
who you're talking to here, Jerry?
how much of a sport is diving?
Don't have
No,
to-
can we go off of how
Can we
dangerous
put
is
some
diving?
preference to this? Can we put some preference to this, please? So people know why this is hilarious.
Jerry's a diver.
Jerry is a diver, and he gets mad when people say that diving is not a sport or something like that.
Now I will
Which I-
I will somewhat vouch for Jerry because I'm a bowler and I used to get mad at
Wait,
when people
okay.
would make fun of
First-
bowling, but I've
hold
just
on, shut
grown
up,
to
Blake.
not care.
More importantly, I want to survey everybody else here real quick. Now that I think about this, which is more dangerous, soccer or diving?
I don't know. A lot of people fall
Diving.
down in soccer. Have you ever watched one of those games?
Yeah.
I mean, considering 90% of it's flopping,
And
I
do
don't
you
know.
have to
think
kinda- you
somebody
have to
has
kind
ever
of,
died
like-
playing soccer?
Probably.
Okay, you have to think here. Like, I think you have to classify this in 2 different categories. The severity of an this is no outside factors. An injury due to the sport itself, and like just the probability of injury by participating in the
how
sport,
bad it would be.
and no versus like the severity of a single injury that could happen. Obviously,
That's what I
death
said.
could happen for both. But let's just do like if an injury were to happen on a scale
I
of like
think
1 to 10,
diving you can get
how
hurt
bad would that
worse, but you're
severity
less
be?
likely to get hurt.
Isn't this not an explanation by Jordan and not a discussion?
Yes.
We're just going off of severity.
Yes.
We're gonna have them describe the sport of diving.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
This is a
Jordan.
group discussion for like all of us except for
'Cause
Jerry.
we-
No,
we-
this
we-
is just Jordan. This is just Jordan.
I
And-
know a
and
little
only-
bit about diving.
I just think I honestly think you can get hurt worse in diving. Like if you fuck up in diving, you'll probably get hurt worse than you normally would playing soccer. but you're more likely to get hurt playing soccer and get a minor injury than you are to get hurt in diving and get a major injury.
Nope. All right.
Not allowed to talk. And you jump off a board, and you do tricks, and you get points that don't mean shit.
Uh-oh.
There.
Oh.
Is that diving?
Oh, man! That was below the belt.
Is that diving? Let me think.
Is that it?
If you hit your head on the board, it really fucks up your ego. There, that's diving.
Well, we can't say that from experience because we can't measure Jerry's ego from before.
Okay, how about you describe, like, I don't know, a competition? What happens?
You jump off board, you get points that mean shit, and then you win shit.
Scholar shit.
Shit. Yeah.
I'll give him that. He's kind of on point with that. I really don't think there's anything more.
I've never watched diving. I have
there
no
probably
opinion
is.
because
Like,
I'm not
Jerry's probably
describing
like over
this.
here about to explode, but.
Jerry, are you about to explode? You can answer
I mean,
that
it
one.
depends on your aspect. Okay,
Depends on
so
your ass. Well, I
diving
got a pretty
is
big
full. I said aspect. Ass point.
Ass
Aspect.
point.
Where?
Okay, so diving is a competition of going from a springboard to the water and doing about as many tricks or flips
I
as you
understood
can.
that. I
Doing
said that. You
it
jump
in the
off
correct. I know.
And then I said you do
I'm just
tricks.
describing it from my
Then
point
I
of view.
said you get point. So I've described all of this so far.
Keep my mouth shut.
Yes, and diving is a very mental and physical sport. Mainly mental.
Yes.
Because you have to be crazy to do it.
No.
You have to be mental to do it.
Diving
Which
is
I
not
say
an
is
extreme
a
sport. You do not need to be
requirement.
crazy to do it. You just have to like diving.
Yeah, you do.
Pretty sure Julia isn't
You kind of have
crazy.
to be crazy to do it.
Pretty sure Megan isn't crazy.
For sure, you're crazy.
To a degree. I would.
No, you
I
just
would-
have
I
to
would
like
say
diving.
that-
I wouldn't say that you have to be crazy. I would say that you have to be fearless.
A majority of
Not
them
fearless.
crazy.
You just can't be afraid of heights. You can't be afraid of that specific thing.
Well, I'm not
You know,
afraid of
water. You
heights.
can't be afraid of
I-
diving.
I'm afraid of flipping
no,
into
it's,
water.
it's the
Flipping.
fear of hurting
Yeah, like I've-
yourself.
I flipped off a 5-meter
It's the
board
fear of
before,
inflicting pain.
and it's kind of like
onto
I hope I don't
yourself.
die.
Well, that goes with just about any sport, except
Well,
for like bowling and
the
golf.
thing-
but-
the
Yeah,
thing- I'm
except
fine.
for quite a few sports.
I'm fine with diving.
No, but a lot of sports, there's a chance of hurting yourself. Is my point. And
Have-
so, a lot of sports, you have to get over that fear. I mean, you might get hurt. That's okay if that's
Hey.
what you want to do.
Blake
fear
got a
of di-
serious
Diving
injury while
is-
bowling before.
Blake's gay though.
Yeah,
so it
part of
doesn't
my
count.
ego got torn away.
And he doesn't have much of that.
Actually, I did have a pretty serious injury in bowling, and it's kind of pathetic how it happened. I've seen anywhere in bowling from shattered ankles to ruined elbows to like collapsed
Is that-
knees and that kind of stuff.
Is shattered
like-
ankles like a freak accident type thing?
It kind of is, but it depends. If you hit your ankle with a ball, then it'll shatter your ankle.
No
That's
kidding.
common. That is common. But here's the thing: it's on the downswing, and what happens is like your slide foot, which will be if you bowl right-handed, your slide foot's your left ankle. You think about it: if you swing your right, if you do, cross your legs like you do in bowling, if you swing your hand
Like a
down-
lady.
I'm just gonna describe what happens. If I'm right-handed and I go to do on my downswing, what will happen is if you get too close to your ankle, it'll take the ball of your ankle and shove it into your Achilles tendon, and basically you won't be able to walk ever again. Because it'll most likely shatter your Achilles.
So
Achilles
good
tendon.
form
That's pussy
cripples
shit.
you.
Yeah, good
I
form.
risk
Like
getting
if you
shot
have
by
bad
lightning
form,
every
it will
day.
hurt you. Yeah, Jordan takes the biggest risk out of all of us. Actually, I risk getting shot.
Getting shot.
We're
Wait,
gonna go
what?
off of the.
Right now.
We're gonna go off. I think about it. Every single day I walk out of my house and I
Yeah,
have
Blake
the risk
lives in
of
the
being sucked
projects.
up in a tornado.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically,
So-
according to the bank, I live in the projects. I live like our next door neighbors live in a HUD home, which means housing under development, i.e., the projects. So I live in the projects now. Great.
I live in. I'm a farmer.
None of my neighbors are. I'm actually not gonna make that comment.
Are related to
You don't
anyone
like
outside? None of your family members are married to anyone outside of the family tree.
Yes. or anyone hanging in it. Anyway, moving on.
Damn
Dang
it,
it,
we're not supposed
Blake.
to tell them that we're from Kentucky.
So,
God damn it, Elijah.
The thing that
Kansas
happened with
City,
me-
Alaska.
The thing that happened with me is I was bowling and I hold the ball with my left hand and I used my right arm to balance and I swung my right arm so hard that I ripped the muscle in my right shoulder. The arm that has nothing to do with the actual sport itself, other than keeping my balance. I managed to like do the worst possible thing to that.
Friends never let friends skip out on right arm day.
That's hilarious.
It's funny because Blake bowls with his left arm, so his left arm was huge for a while, and his right
My
arm
left
was...
arm is like twice the size of my right arm.
That's
My right arm is
masturbation.
huge.
Yeah,
No, because I use my right arm.
have you guys ever seen like the champion of
Arm
Masturbation.
wrestling.
no
Oh,
the
arm
arm
wrestling.
wrestling champion
Yes.
from
I've
like
seen
Germany,
him.
where
Yes.
his like right arm is huge.
Yes.
It's
I've seen it.
amazing because everyone ever makes the joke. Yeah, masturbator champion of the world, because it's funny and it's totally original. Oh, speaking of
time.
original, who wants to hear my joke I found yesterday about
Which
a clown?
Let's do it.
Spencer,
I
I
love
don't think
that
you
joke.
heard. Did you? Were you?
I
here?
told
Spencer was here.
my mom that joke.
What?
Elijah.
Spencer was here when I told that joke.
Dallas, did you
Elijah.
tell your
I don't
mom the
remember
duck
if I've
joke?
heard it.
I don't know. I don't think you were
No.
here, Jerry. It was a joke.
Why not?
It was
Your
a
mom
joke
would
about.
love that joke.
It was about Sam and a clown.
I'll tell her right now.
Go, Dallas. Go. Run and tell her, Dallas. Run to your
Actually,
mom, Dallas.
can we do another? Can we
Like a
do one
bitch.
more? Like describe something. Describe.
Can we do
something
one for
me?
real instead of me just being a dick?
Well, I mean,
as much
that's
as I love
kind of
being a dick.
your choice.
I mean, we could have me and Spencer do one.
to
No,
be a
I wanted
jerk.
to
too
do a
knowledgeable.
real one, except not.
Well,
but I just got the
I-
chance to be a dick, so I
I
took
thought
that
up
opportunity.
Big Brother for myself. I really can't think of much that you don't know about. I don't know enough about you. Nobody talks about you because everyone's scared of you and intimidated.
Yes.
Because
My
you're-
big
She
tough.
said
What are we talking about?
she said that we stay up too late or something.
I found
No,
that
actually-
joke at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm
Okay.
gonna,
Just
I'm
tell
gonna
your mom to
save my
fuck
describe
off.
thing for another time.
Wait, what are we talking about?
I was gonna have someone try and describe something. I'm gonna save it for another time because I'm gonna brush up on my knowledge about it first.
But I
You're-
want to do something. You guys
Nope.
fucking suck.
Nope. If you don't, I'll give you this. It is my most favorite sport in the world. Don't say
Most favorite sport.
Oh,
Curling.
I know.
it. Dang it, Dallas!
Dallas,
Really?
you're a faggot.
I was joking, but I didn't realize that was your actual move.
That is my
Yes.
curling. I love curling. You understand how much I love curling. I sit
Dallas,
there
you
at the
ruined it.
TV.
Scrub,
All right.
scrub.
I
It's
All right.
training
scrub
women.
that board. Do it like
Curling
your
is
grandma
training
used to.
men to be better
All right,
women.
Viewers, tell us everything you know about curling. This
Thank
is
you.
your challenge.
Viewer,
Blake's a faggot. There we go.
Roberto,
Yeah, I was
we
about to say.
haven't said that name
Roberto.
in a while.
Faggot.
Oh,
Roberto.
What was I gonna say? I don't even.
Blake's
Oh yeah,
faggot?
my joke. Should I say my joke?
Go for it.
I don't know. We're getting kind of late into this podcast here.
Should it be a closing joke?
Oh.
Okay.
All right. First, what about? Are we still doing Jordan stories?
Yes,
No,
I think we
Jordan's
should.
here, so we don't have to.
but
Wait,
oh.
Jordan, if you have a story, you can say it.
Oh, I know. How many of the viewers would be willing to buy a prostitute for $200? That was my economics homework.
Tell that story.
Oh, can I tell also the one about
Yay,
the sun
prostitutes.
doesn't attract anything?
Yes.
Okay,
Just tell
so
everything about economics
okay.
class.
Okay, so our economics teacher is a dumb bitch. She's hot, but she's a dumb bitch.
Whoa.
To put it lightly.
Got straight
And,
into that story.
Anyways, so let me explain how stupid she is. First of all, she never has enough copies for anything.
Including the
Spencer and
test.
yeah, she did not have enough copies for the test. So to this day, Spencer and I have not taken that test. I
Oh,
don't know what
really?
she plans to do about that, but oh well.
I'll tell you how
anyway,
Not
incredibly
too upset.
jealous I am of that because that test sucked. Not
Okay,
because it was
shut up,
hard.
Blake.
It just
It was
was
just-
terrible.
Blake, I'm
That was just
talking.
stupid.
You fucking faggot. I'm talking.
Oh my god.
I'm talking, Blake.
Wow, that's
Go
strong
kill
words.
yourself. Now, anyway, No, those were weak
already
words.
want
You don't
to
want to
try.
hear the strong words. Okay, so
Bring
and
out the
then
clams.
she was showing us this graph, and there's a point on the graph, and she's like, "You see this point? Just imagine this point is like the sun. Everything goes towards it." Oh wait, that doesn't work. Things don't move towards the sun, do they? Never mind. Forget I said that. And we all just looked at her with this dumbfounded look of,
Yeah,
"Are you
of
retarded?"
dumbness.
Like, I don't even. I don't even.
I can't even.
Like, seriously, even.
Cannot.
Oh, Jerry did it again. Second time tonight.
What do you do?
Made the
What'd he do?
stupid reference to the
Like, seriously, can't even.
the one joke Blake made a while ago.
On a scale
Oh.
of 1 to even, I can't.
We don't even say flob whip anymore, and Jerry's still doing that shit.
All right. Anyways,
Blah, blah, blah.
What was the original thing I was supposed to talk about her?
the project that we had where we had to interview people.
Oh, okay. So we're talking
I was at
about
the
like
survey.
prices for stuff and elasticity, and it's a lot of fun. I just sit there and jerk off to it all day. Anyways, so there's a project that we have.
Have you
We
heard
have
of-
to pick a
I
product.
watch him.
Jordan, I have
Shut up, I'm
an
talking.
activity for you. It's called seagulling.
No!
Okay.
No! No!
What's that? I want to know.
This will be helpful for Blake. Do you know what seagulling is, Jordan?
No, tell me. I want to
All
know.
right. So
Wanna do it with Blake.
when you are choking your chicken in class, and you
Yeah.
finish into your hand, you hold it for a while into your hand, and when some unsuspecting person comes too close, you go seagulling
Mispie
and
it?
throw it all over their face.
Yes.
There is
I'm doing
there is
that.
no appropriate reaction for that. You can't go, you got me.
Yeah, I can. I would totally do that.
Do you
Okay.
punch them? Do you scream? Do you go, that was a good one. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
wipe
that's
all
what
this
I would do.
semen
That
off
is
of
exactly
my...
what I would do.
That's seagulling is a thing. I got that.
And then I would lick it off my face.
Taylor, Buff Taylor told me about that.
I
Oh,
like how you taught
Okay,
yourself.
back to the thing.
Yeah, I didn't want to say his last name because that's a rule. More important than swearing,
Back
apparently.
to the thing.
All right, go
Everybody
ahead.
Shut up. Stop talking about throwing semen. Anyways, so there's this project. We had to pick a product and then pick like 5 prices for it, like the normal price and then 2 higher prices and 2 lower prices, and then survey people and ask them how much they would be willing to pay for it out of
To be
those
honest,
5 prices.
it wasn't a bad project.
It
That was
wasn't
just
terrible,
do
but
it.
I didn't want to do it because I was stupid and lazy, so I just spent the whole period like acting like a
Was.
dumbass. So I went
As
around
usual.
asking everybody how much they would pay for a prostitute, starting at $200. Most people said $200. Dallas, I believe yours was $150.
It was 150 or 100. I don't remember.
150.
My drafting
150.
teacher, he gave me $100. Yeah,
Literally.
and so that's pretty much it.
He
Just
sucked his dick.
how much would you pay for just a nice piece of ass?
Oh, so it's a nice.
And we said it
prostitute.
was rated on like a 6 to 8
Oh yeah, they're very
scale,
clean.
right?
They're clean. I genetically
Very
clone
clean.
them to be however you want. They can be anything you want. They can have 5 legs.
Oh,
if you
This
hell, I'll
seems,
pay
this
$2
seems
for
like a
that.
more than $200 business.
I'm
Dude,
I'll
supply
pay
and
you
demand
$200
curves,
for
dude.
it.
You gotta account for those.
I manage
if the
my
demand is
resources
there, the
very
supply
well.
will be too.
Well, if they eventually all become clones of a clone, they're gonna come out looking like the best things in the world.
Exactly. So
Best things.
I don't see the downside. Why wouldn't you pay $3 million for it?
I mean, eventually they're just not human anymore, and then you're just finding holes.
Then you can just rape them and it doesn't matter because they're not human and they don't have rights.
Well, they're prostitutes anyway. It's not like they.
And then
say
you're going
no.
to get to activists
Yeah, it's not like
for...
they had rights to begin with. They're prostitutes. And women. More importantly, they're women. They
So
don't have
kinda, yeah, I was about to say.
activists for
And there went
blobs.
all the female viewers. Yes.
Blobs Rights Anonymous. Should I say my joke?
One
now?
of these days, Jordan's just gonna see how many people he can piss the fuck off.
Should,
I do
one,
that every
one
day.
of
I'm pretty
these
sure
days.
Jordan's going to get killed one day.
I probably will.
I'm pretty sure
But I
everyone's
don't
going
care.
to die
It's going
one
to be
day.
the funniest fucking thing.
Jordan's, you're going to get stabbed with an icicle.
Probably by a feminist. I feel like I will
Icicles
be
don't leave any
killed by a
thumbprints.
feminazi.
Probably.
See, That's
Don't-
the best
don't-
name I've ever heard.
it's from
You've
Tumblr.
never
Came
heard
up with
that?
that name.
No, I've
No,
never heard
actually,
that.
well, it's
You
from
should
Tumblr, but I told him that.
spend more time on Tumblr, Dallas.
Like, I came up with that. I mean, it's from Tumblr, and I told him. But I came up with it.
All right,
Good-
you want me
good
to
job trying to
you want me
take
to
the credit
close
for
out
that,
with
Blake.
my joke?
Yes.
All right, this one's be about 5 minutes maybe. All right, as a child, this is about a man and a clown. As a
Oh,
child,
that joke.
Sam was as
Bad
happy
joke.
as could be,
Oh, this
playing
one.
with sticks, climbing trees, all that good shit. One day for his 6th birthday, his parents decided to take him to the circus. Little Sam was so excited he could not stop bouncing in his seat in the car, nor could he stand still in line whilst his parents purchased their tickets. Sam and his parents find their seats and wait for the circus to commence. Finally, the circus starts. The trapeze artists were great, the lion tamers stunned, and finally towards the end of the show, the clown comes out. This is what Sam had been waiting for all night. The clowns go through their usual routine, pies to the face, falling down, etc. All the clowns but one leave the center ring. This clown turns on a microphone he is given by the ringmaster and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, for your last laugh of the evening, I will need a volunteer." Little Sam, not knowing what this was all about, was the only one who did not raise his hand. The clown makes a big spectacle of choosing a volunteer, and finally the spotlight lands on Little Sam. He looks to his parents questioningly, and they wave him down, after he makes his way to the aisle and to the center ring. The clown asks, "What is your name, little boy?" "Sam," he replies. "Well, Sam, are you the front end of a jackass?" "No." "Well, little Sam, are you the back end of a jackass?" No." "Well, you must be the no end of a jackass." And the crowd goes wild with laughter. Raffle barely covers it. All the while this is happening, Little Sam is mortified to be laughed by so many people, and he starts crying right there in the center ring, which, much to his dismay, made everyone laugh all the harder. He makes his way back to his parents, and they take him home all of the way, attempting to make him feel better. 10 years later. Little Sam is no longer so little. He is now a sophomore in high school. Albeit a little awkward, tonight he is taking out a girl for their very first date. Now this girl not only is completely out of his league, but she is a very popular girl. He has done his research and found out that she is dying to see the circus. On their way to the circus, he is so excited he is almost bouncing in his seat. Of course, he doesn't believe that would be completely uncool of him. As they are standing in line to get their tickets, he can hardly stand still. He is definitely hoping to get some hand-holding action tonight. They take their seats and wait for the circus to commence. Finally, he touches his pinky finger to her pinky finger, just as the lights go down, and the circus starts, which also happens to be when everyone begins to applaud. He cannot truly enjoy the circus because the entire time he is still trying to touch her hand. He can tell by her reactions the trapeze artists were great, the lion tamer stunned, the midget being shot out of a cannon was exhilarating. Finally, the clowns come out. This is when Sam finally begins to pay attention. He is searching for a clown he has seen 10 years ago that scarred him. "Oh no shit," he thinks to himself. "That can't be the same clown." It was. The clown do their usual routine. Pies to the face, falling down on purpose, hitting other clowns over the head. Towards the end of the act, all the clowns leave the center ring, except one. Same fucking clown. God damn it. The clowns turn on a microphone that he is given from the ringmaster. "Ladies and gentlemen, for your last bit of comedy for the evening, I will need a volunteer." Like hell I'm going to volunteer, Sam thinks to himself. Yet in doing this, he is the only person not raising his hand. Clown again makes a big spectacle of choosing a volunteer, and finally the spotlight stops on not-so-little Sam. Wide-eyed Sam looks over to his date, and she has a brilliant smile on her face and urges him to go down after a quick kiss on the cheek. After this moment, Sam is in a daze. The next thing he knows, he is standing before the clown in the center ring. "What is your name, young man?" I hope it's not the same lame-ass joke. My name is Sam." "Well, Sam, are you the front end of a jackass?" Really? Again? No." "Well, Sam, are you the back end of a jackass?" No." "Well then, Sam, you must be the no end of a jackass." The crowd completely goes wild. Rafael Elmeo barely covers it. He looks into the seats where he and his date were sitting, and she is laughing as hard as everyone else. For some reason that Sam cannot explain to this very day, he broke down crying again, this time in front of everyone and his date, which makes the crowd laugh even harder. This day Sam swears his revenge on this god-awful clown. 10 years later. Big Sam is now 26-year-old with a family of his own, a wife of 5 years, 2 beautiful children, a dog, all that good shit. For vacation, Sam decides to take his family on a cruise ship. Big Sam is bouncing in his seat because he doesn't have to be cool anymore. His children are as well. As they wait to board the ship, Sam can hardly stand still. Open bar, free childcare, free massage. As he is handed a list of events from the person overseeing the boarding, he notices there is even a circus on this cruise. No way. What are the odds? They enjoy their cruise, and on the last night, Sam brings his family to the circus. They get their seats and wait for the circus to commence, which nearly kills his children. The lights finally go down and it begins. Trapeze were great, the lion tamer stunned. The midget getting shot out of a cannon was riveting. The motorcycles that go around in the sphere nearly took their breath away. Finally, the clowns come out. Okay, you motherfucking clown, where are you at? Where are you? Where are you? I can see. Ah, yes! Sam spots the clown that caused him so much pain in the past, which is great for him, because he's come up with the perfect response to this clown. Clowns do the usual routine. Pies to the face, falling down, hitting others over the head with hammers, spraying others with water jet flowers. Toward the end of the act, all the clowns except one leave the ring. Showtime. The clown turns on a microphone that he is given from the ringmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, for your last bit of comedy tonight, I will need a volunteer. If I don't raise my hand, you're going to pick me. I know you're game, clown. As usual, Sam is the only one that does not raise his hand. Clown makes a big spectacle of choosing his volunteer. Finally, the spotlight lands on Big Sam. Now it's my turn. Before he knows it, Sam is in front of the clown with a smug smile on his face. Well, sir, what would your name be? My name would be Sam, he replies, with a confidence that makes the clown a little uneasy. Well, Sam, are you the front end of a jackass? No. No, I am not the front end of a jackass. He answers as smugly as he can manage. He is now bubbling with anticipation. Yes, well then, are you the back end of a jackass? Ha, no. No, I am not. Well, Sam, you must be the no end of a jackass. The crowd goes wild. Little old ladies have heart attacks. ICU hardly covers it. Sam grabs the microphone from the clown, and the crowd immediately quiets down. Sam looks the clown straight in the face and says, "Fuck you."
I don't understand what's so funny about the clown's joke.
Well, I just said the same thing yesterday. It's like, I don't understand the joke, but... I feel like this is one of those jokes that you need to tell like at like 12 o'clock at night when all your friends are loopy.
Which is kind of what he did.
Yeah, that's why it was so funny yesterday.
Oh. I shouldn't have told you guys yesterday when I found it. I didn't realize what I had found. I should have waited until the night.
I found a gold.
I didn't realize you'd found that.
I'm remembering that
gold.
joke forever, though. That's a good joke. I like that.
Yeah.
Great.
And you know
Don't
what he
forget
said.
about next week, Blake. Shut up.
Speaking of next week, we'll see you guys
Want to have sex?
probably
next week?
then. Maybe not.
Who's doing outro?
After I've
Jerry
given
did it
Blake
last
a
And
time.
thank you for watching LunchTable
No,
Podcast.
Jerry, you did it last time.
See you next week.